So, when you just being honest about what happened, you got to say that. And there's really no problem with that, but that would absolutely just organically exclude you from people like a Martin Luther King, right? Who saw who would like how we were saying, like literally experienced racism around him and was still able to, work his way through it in a way where he didn't need to use racism. Like we're literally one of the greatest human beings alive, like literally because of that. And here we are after we've learned that lesson, right? And we still are trying to like adhere to somebody doing like the complete opposite, all while like claiming to be smart and ignoring the danger of how it sounds when they do it to us. You just can't justify it, like even politically. You know what I'm saying? I keep trying to, like, I don't know if anybody heard me, but I was trying to ask Shesmu, right? So if you don't agree with it academically, then you got to agree with it politically. So, if you're trying to use that as political rhetoric, then you can't get mad when they use it on you. You ain't left yourself no room for it. Because you know what I'm saying? We African Americans, we get to saying that shit, put our little spin on it, make it sound fire. Any retort to it gonna sound crazy. What? So that'd be my whole thing. It's like I don't think people see that part of the political game being played. It's like, oh, I'm so glad to finally hear somebody stand up and say that. But I dare you to go to work and stand up and say it then. If it's that serious. Tape yourself going up there and breaking down the melanin theory to your supervisor. I need that.
See if they don't pull your application. See if they don't go to HR and pull that application.
Let America Dream. I don't know what he's gonna do, but go ahead, American Dream. You've been.
What was we supposed to be talking about though? Like, what are we doing?
Oh no, I want to address this lion. I was waiting on y'all to get up here, but I want to address this Logic and Corey are liars, but I don't want to do that if Corey not here. Will somebody give him a call?
I already did. This nigga probably knocked out.
We can still
he get up 3 o'clock in the morning.
Hard-working man pouring concrete. Go ahead, American Dream. Floor is yours, bro.
Hey, peace. Thanks for letting me in. Can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, well, go ahead.
Peace. Yeah, blessings to y'all. I heard. Did I hear correctly? Y'all got a debate league?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, I would like to be a part of that debate league, and if I could, I'd like to debate Chef on that foolishness he just said. What a bunch of hogwash.
Stop, real quick. A challenge has been put out.
This whole talk about
hold on, Dream. I gotta fix this first. We gotta do it properly. You put a challenge out. I'm not sure if Chef is a debater, but he is here. Chef, are you willing to have a debate with American Dream?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll set it up. These debates aren't free, Dream. We'll tell you the process, and then we'll get it going. What would be the topic? I'm curious.
Something like, are African Americans the best of the Africans? I think that's what he was just saying. They sent the best to them over here.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. Now you working it back. Okay.
I did not. I said the best of Africa is in us. Like I don't have the
us as in African Americans.
No, not saying that we're better. Meaning the best things about Africa, right? We kept with us, so we don't need to go back there to get anything. You understand? Meaning Africans got took out of Africa. So if there were good qualities in Africans, it came over here with us. That's my point. You want to argue that?
Yes.
That's my feelings. Nah, well, you want to argue. Okay. No. No. I take
Yeah,
that.
that's just kind of silly because when
Yeah,
Africans come here, they do better than African Americans
that's
on
not
average.
even the point.
But how is the best of Africans in
That's
African
not
Americans? But when
even the
Africans come here, they
point.
do better than y'all on
Hey,
average.
No,
Dream. Quick second. Allow Chef to flesh out his point. We
right.
actually here for another. Allow him to flesh it out before we go forward.
So when the brother say it's like we're missing a arm, right? By not being connected, meaning that we're not whole without Africans. I don't believe that. You dig what I'm saying? So now you want to debate me because the brother said that we have like that we're missing something, an appendage, part of ourselves, because we're not connected to the Africans no more. And I'm saying that the best parts of Africa resides in us. We don't need nothing else from there. So you are a descendant of an African group. Do you feel as though you need something from Africa or Africans right now?
No, but I wouldn't then turn
Okay.
around and say something crazy like the best of Africa is in us.
Yeah,
Like that's hearing someone say something crazy and
I
then
accept that.
and
I
then
accept, I
doubling
accept
down and
what you're
saying
saying.
something even crazier.
I accept what you're saying.
So y'all do not
Right,
have a
but that's
debate
all.
topic.
It may not be debate worthy. But if I could be unblocked in the chat, I'll take that.
Whose chat are you blocking?
That's funny. I think you blocked me just yesterday, Brass. I
Not
think just
possible.
2 days ago you blocked me from the Trimedia chat, and Chef has had me blocked
Where?
for a while on Carnivorous.
Oh no. I don't even. Okay, I'm about to say something really mean, but I don't. When we do these streams, you run stream. What streaming service do you use?
I use StreamYard.
Okay, then you know if we're live on two channels. I don't know. I know it's 30 people watching. I don't know who's in Trimedia this show chat or who's in this chat, so I couldn't have blocked you. It couldn't have been me. And I don't know. Listen, we may not get along, but I know you're honest, right? You would know that I'm honest. I would tell you if I blocked you. There wouldn't. I would actually say it with a smile on my face. So I definitely didn't do it. And if you're blocked, I'll give you my word. I will fix that. But I don't know. Chef would have to unblock you in here. That's up to him.
Yeah, I accept that. I accept that. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much all I came up to say. It may not be, it may just be something as simple as what I've already said. I think I've already won the debate. Um,
Facts.
so, we'll come up with another debate topic. But
No, I think y'all should try to come up with it now. We already got it. That'd be a good debate. But if y'all have to
um,
come together on the topic, we're sitting here, we're killing time until Logic come back and we flesh out a whole nother argument that's gonna be way not this. We're giving y'all the time. We being nice, we being cordial, we're being uh, polite. Or I don't even like using the word no more. Fucked up the English language. We're being cordial for now. It's gonna get crazy in a minute, but we're being cordial for now. But I promise you, and Hitch just said it wasn't him. I think y'all could come together on a topic. If he's willing to debate you, then I'm sure that we could come together on a topic that y'all can agree to.
yeah, I don't have a lot of time tonight though. To stay
No, it
on.
don't
I
gotta
only
be.
came on to the
Okay,
main reason I
okay.
came on is to ask to be unblocked from the chat. That's pretty much why I came on. I like to
I
run
was
my
about to
mouth
say
in the
you could have
chat.
put. I was about to say you could have put that in the chat. Give me 1 second.
I can't. I'm blocked. I
I
can't.
just
I can't.
realized. I just realized you can't put it in the chat. So I'm gonna fix that.
Right.
Right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna fix it right now. Or Hits, if you could you fix that, brother? All right. Shouts to you. Joey's still up here. Logic somehow is not here. Um.
Making sandwiches.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
Brass. Not to cut you, Brass, but just to say, I'm gonna make my leave. Thanks for letting me in.
yes,
Y'all
sir. I
stay blessed.
appreciate you. I
Peace.
appreciate you. Jody, you're watching an earlier part of the chat. I mean, earlier part of the show. Jody So Raw. It's a wild name, but shouts to you. Um. If you skip forward, that's just the Discord. I was just up here trying to get killed by everybody who called me Toms and Coons and Sambos and all of that stuff. I was giving y'all the opportunity to talk to me. So what's up? So what's up? She said he really wants to ask why we think we're so awesome. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it don't make sense to, you know what I mean? It's like a shot at your confidence in yourself. Like who really wants to debate that, right? That's like if Jamaicans have pride in being Jamaicans, like what am I gonna go around trying to knock that down or tell them that they not? Who would do that? That's just crazy. You feel me? Like, and why would I have to be on basically on getting? So it will just lead to an interrogation of why African Americans aren't as great as they think they are.
Yeah, that's a wild topic.
That's wild.
That's
You
it.
know what I mean?
That is a wild.
Just
topic.
say you don't like African Americans. You dig what I'm saying? And then that's that. But I'm not gonna debate you because you don't like African Americans. Like, that's a stupid debate. You just want to debate me about anything because you want to have a disagreement with African Americans. Like, his whole channel is about that. That's why I don't even click on. I ain't participating in that. I don't go around. Yeah, I don't go around challenging Jamaicans to how Jamaicans feel about Jamaica and themselves and their accomplishments. And who does that?
But Chef, you have to know the character you're talking to in order to understand what he just said and why it makes no sense. So you have to know the character is all I'm saying. Then you understand why he would say that. You have to watch his videos to understand his stance about African Americans, and how he speaks about it for you to understand why you probably should keep him blocked in your chat and never have another conversation with him again.
Oh yeah, he's not getting unblocked on. Can never resist.
That is what because you understand who he is, and I'm not.
He must have done something really crazy.
No, right. Remember the last time? Remember why he got put out the Discord? That whole
I remember that. Yeah, no, I remember that.
Like, I can be cordial when people decide to bring you up on a what's the name, but I won't subject myself to that on a daily basis. Or no, that's crazy. Your whole job is to antagonize a motherfucker.
So his job, like, he really made a channel to like hate on African Americans, like, for real.
Pretty much.
Damn, that's a wild little nigga right there. Nigga, that's some dedication right there. That's the type of shit supervillains made up, bro.
Hey, Jody So Raw, I done said the one time to go ahead and go to the live part, and then I don't know, Jody. You got to go to the live part. Shall see it. So Joey, and I don't know if you still want to be here for this. I don't know if you still want to be here for what's about to happen, but
probably not.
It's about to go left in about 10 minutes because listen. You know what's funny? Hey Joey, we've been up here for 2 hours and 45 minutes, and we spoke to for all the people saying that we're attacking the elders and attacking this and attacking legacies and all that stuff, right? For all of that talk, no one is saying anything about it. And the one guy who came up here to defend the elders put W.E.B. Du Bois, Kenneth Clark, Mamie Clark, Carter G. Woodson, and I asked them the elders and commenced to start talking about Malachi York and Bobby Hemmett, and then couldn't understand why I would want some separation in that.
But here's the thing.
No. Speak to that.
No.
Do you understand how frustrating that is for me? That I gotta somehow deal with Benjamin and all these people next to Carter G.
I'm gonna say this. The individual in question is Shezmu Patah. Yeah. And I have a good relationship with the brother. So I don't want to say too much in terms of that.
You can discuss the statement.
No,
Do you agree with that?
I certainly wouldn't put Malachi Yorkin with anyone at this point in time due to his current reputation.
What
I wouldn't
about
do that.
Bobby? What about Bobby Hemmett?
Well, I could. Bobby Hemmett is not a child molester and a sexual
Oh.
deviant. So if you think he's fringe, I'm cool with that. If you don't think
He's
he fits in,
fringe. So you qualified as fringe. Give me 1 second. I want to show you what you qualify as fringe.
if you
See,
don't,
it's
if
no fun. No. I want to say
no, if you
anything
don't think
else.
he belongs within that group,
No,
I'm
I'm
cool with
trying to
that.
see. I'm gonna
I'm
show
cool
you
with
something.
that. I'm
No,
cool with
I
that.
want to. No,
I
stay
can
right
understand
there.
that.
No, Joey, stay right there. You're on the Summer Jam screen. I want to know. This is his teachings. I want to give you just. This is one of his students. I know for a fact that this guy right here thinks that Bobby Hemmett is his master teacher. He believes that he is an elder. He believes that in the same sentence of Carter G. Woodson, W.E.B. Du Bois, MLK, Malcolm X, Kenneth and Mamie Clark, Booker T. Washington, he thinks that this is a guy who calls him an elder and a master teacher and puts him in the same conversation. And this is a lesson that he learned because we keep saying we're critiquing one thing that a person is teaching and we're not looking at the whole picture. But I'm gonna say this about this guy, nobody else. Bobby Hemmett. Now you said he's fringe. I just wanna. Where's the parental advisory? Give me 1 second.
Well,
Cause
let me
I
say,
ain't come here. No, Joey. You on the Summer
okay,
Jam screen and you said this is fringe teaching. So I
am I
just want you to.
wrong?
No. Give me a second.
This Joey from Discord?
Yes.
Yes. No. Y'all cutting
What
the
I want to
wisdom.
talk about today is the first chakra, which is Shango. The goals with the Shango first chakra is to first relax tensions in order to reduce karma and world entanglements. The second goal of the first chakra, which is the Shango or anal region, is to refine sense organs so that confusion and pain do not follow the seeking of temporary gratification. The third goal in the first chakra, which is the Shango, and it's the anal region in your body, is to guard against polluting the sensory organs through overindulgence. The fourth goal is to begin to act wisely and with moderation. The fifth goal in the first chakra, which is the Shango, in your anal region, is to seek liberation from the lower realms. The sixth goal is to guard against violent behavior based on insecurity. And then the seventh and final goal in the first chakra, which is Shango, the anal region, is to be motivated towards self-development. Just wanted to talk about some goals in the first chakra and talk about the first chakra, which is Shango, and in the parts of the body is the anal region.
Go ahead, bro. Tell me how
Num-
fringe he is, bro.
Number one, I want to thank you for the promotion. And number two, he sounds like a venereal fuddrucker. So I'm not messing with nothing like that. He said anal about 6 times. So I don't know where he going with this fuddrucking because I'm not with it. That's like they say on the living color. I'm not a venereal fuddrucker, my brother. Hold on. He going somewhere different, clearly.
But that's Bobby Hemmett's teachings. He an elder. He's
Well,
a fringe. No, you said he's a fringe. Listen, I'm from Ohio, yes, but I grew up in New Jersey going to Summer Jam. And on Summer Jam, JayZ one day he put Prodigy up in a ballet suit, right? And from that point forward, there was a statement in the there's a statement in what is it? There's a statement in the hip hop community. Don't get put up on that Summer Jam screen. So it's funny that and this is actually educational because I respect you. I respect Shazmu too. I don't know him, so I can't say that. But I feel like I got a good grasp of you. So I understand kind of what you're saying, but it's funny when we critique it, right? But then when we stop talking and we start putting the one thing, now you see how one thing, I don't care what else he did, if he's teaching grown black men that their chakra is in the anal region, and we somehow got to lump him in as an elder with all the other elders. You see how that? You see what I mean by that? Not now. If anybody could understand, well, that I would want some clarity. But you know what's scary about this, Joe? That in the conscious community, that Bobby Hemmett is somehow considered a thought leader by some, a master teacher by some, an elder by some. I won't say all because that's no all statement.
Water.
And they'll get mad at me for saying we probably want to put him in a different bag. We might want to put him and his teachings in a whole nother bag of whatever he is, whatever he's doing. That man said anal 7 times.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he wild for that.
And then he said Shango on top of it, which if you know what Shango is, it definitely shouldn't be mentioned with the anal region 7 times. So I don't know who taught him that. I don't know who taught him that.
Oh man!
I don't know who taught him that, but that's madness.
No, that's Bobby Hemmett. That's his. That's what Bobby Hemmett teaches.
Bobby Hemmett could have never tell that man what he just said, because if he did, something wrong.
But you know that's something that's wrong too, bro.
That's crazy.
We shouldn't be telling you about Bobby Hemmett and you.
Yeah, not at all.
No, I didn't defend the brother. I didn't.
No, you said he was fringe. Is that fringe?
I didn't defend him. I would never put him in the category with Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark, because Dr. Clark were individuals who were self-taught and made their way into academia.
Right. Hey, the conscious
they never said nothing about anal chakra.
The conscious community is 0-2, bro.
So I'm gonna agree that is not a good representation to lump him in with those people.
Okay, then cool. Then we on a good page.
For sure.
We on a good page.
Definitely not Malachi York, because he has issues that whatever. So he's in jail for something that none of us agree with. So
now you know what too, Brash?
Can somebody put the link to the that Bobby Hemmett lecture in the chat for Tiffany? Right?
Yeah. I'm looking. I respect Tiffany. Shouts to Tiffany. I'm actually gonna look for. I'm gonna look for where he says it himself. It's just Tiffany. Shouts to you. Shouts to your channel. I just don't want to mess up my algorithm looking for anal chakras. I just got my YouTube back normal when we were searching up other stuff. I just want to be careful when I start putting in Google anal chakra. I don't want Google to judge me because I'm trying to do a YouTube show.
and Tiffany, you joined the Discord and then you left. What's up? Get in that Discord, Tiffany.
Hey, listen. The guy Fiki says he said an alien anal probed him, but that's considered fringe.
We definitely doing y'all crazy. We definitely doing a debate league, y'all. So yeah, Tiffany, jump in that Discord. You left for a reason. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what Discord. I don't know why she left us for a reason. No, I don't know what Discord she talking about. Couldn't have been.
TMI. I seen the notification when she joined, but then she left.
Oh, okay. Must be something. She probably don't get along with somebody. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
We got Hits in the building. I don't know if Hits, you want to say something. What up? In the back chat, let me know why you left, Tiffany, because we run that Discord. Okay, that's fine. I can understand that, Tiffany. What up, Hits?
But stick around though, Tiffany, because we starting a debate league. So you know what I mean. I seen you debate, and it might be something. It might be something profitable for you in there if you have time. You dig what I'm saying? So, what up, Hits?
Go ahead, brother Hits.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
loud and clear.
Okay, if I'm too loud, let me know. I ain't had the headset hooked.
You look like Puerto Rican on that.
Yeah, you got the wild thumb there.
I'm on the computer. What up?
They gonna be calling you white.
Yeah.
They gonna You white
definitely
from
some Puerto Rican shit going on.
If Fat Joe is white, they definitely about to try to kill you.
All right, I didn't hear all that because we somebody had to let the dogs out. Chef, you understand that, right? Background.
Yeah, I'm saying we looking at a Puerto Rican on the screen.
Thumbnail, yeah. We looking at your thumbnail.
Look at the little mustache too. Oh yeah, that's
it's gray now. Well, the mustache, all that's gray now. Yeah, still no hair on their heads. And mustache.
Hey,
that's Farad His Hamid. That's Farad His Hamid. That's his name.
What up, DQ?
All right. Y'all done with the Chef? I know you ain't talking about nobody complexion now, bro. Like there ain't no Dominican. No, y'all ain't even Dominican.
No, y'all said you Puerto Rican, not Dominican.
No. I was great. Say I know down there where you at. It's a plethora of light-skinned people running around.
A plethora.
Yeah, I live in the Black City. It's definitely.
I love the word.
No. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Join the Discord. We're working on the Discord. It's fairly new, compared to, how long Discord has been around. We're adding new pages, new topics, trying to get new people in there to talk about new things. As far as this topic, right, I think y'all had a lot of discussions about it. So I think we can inch it forward a little bit, right?
They said
so when it comes, I think a good question is do you or the group have a problem with the individual that may have reverence for the elders or the elders? Now, if it's both, you have to treat them different, right? Anybody from the past, and I know we're not doing deep analysis or nothing like that, right? But if it's going to be general and funny and kiki and all that, that's easy. But if you're going to keep bringing the elders up, you have to use relative information around that person at the time. That's just history. Nobody made up how historians operate and all of that. It's a process. It's not left out. It's actually super important. And if we're nitpicking and hyper-focusing on things outside of emotion, I think a lot of people's arguments make sense, right? If someone chooses to revere a person for their positive qualities or what they saw as positive or what they see as positive or what benefited them, and I know that question gets so, how did it benefit you? How does it benefit us? That's a broad topic too. And if you're coming in it, pause, with an undefensible mindset, like there's no way a person can defend this. I'm not going to say names who do that a lot or who frames questions that way. But if we start showing up with positions that are undefendable and asking a person to speak to that, if they do, that's their choice to try to, and maybe they do realize what's happening, maybe they don't. That might be emotion. But if you're putting forth undefensible position, undefensible questions, and criteria, that's not realistic. This is not court. This is not the classroom where someone's going to get a failing grade or someone's going to be convicted, or if you're in the military, you may lose your rank. No, if this is a discussion, let's move it forward a little bit by trying not to present undefensible positions with people, right? What someone benefits from that, if that's not to someone's liking, that's okay. That's relative. That's relative. So back to my original question. Is there a main problem with the people who claim elders? Because we all have elders, whether we use that term or not. Every Black History Month, we get the same people plastered in classrooms all around the country. You don't have to call them an elder. They call them heroes, icons, activists, revolutionaries. In those times, they were enemies of the state. They were surveilled. One of them was even called, by the head of the FBI, the most dangerous man in America. So relative information is helpful, and to drill down a little bit more is deal with the person or the elder. That might help us move this, I think forward a little bit. Let's and two, let's stop presenting. And I'm not saying that's what y'all doing. Let's try not to present indefensible positions. How could you defend someone punch? Like, let's not do that. That's not going to move us anywhere. But definitely join the Discord. Plenty of room in there. Plenty of personalities. Shout out to Carnivorous. Shout out to Trimedia, DQ, Brass, Logic, Chef, Corey. Shout out to Pseudo Killers too. They've been active in the Discord. And Dream, yeah. Big shout out to American Dream. I don't know where you blocked at. Just tell someone. I don't know if you blocked
I unblocked him. He was.
Okay, I didn't know if it was Carnivorous.
He was blocked. I didn't do it, but he was blocked. I unblocked him.
Okay, I didn't know where he was. All right, I'm good on that.
I unblocked him in Trimedia. That's up to Chef.
Oh, in the YouTube chat.
Yeah, YouTube chat. Yeah, he can't chat or watch.
Oh, I didn't do that.
No, I don't know how. I just went to YouTube Studio and unblocked him.
It wasn't me.
Let me ask you a question, Hicks.
Go ahead, bro.
So, in this particular case, and we had a prior conversation. I'm listening to Shockers behind the scenes. I gotta mute this real quick.
Yes, sir.
So my question would be is this. I think sometimes I would be a person that's doing that. Like, I will go straight to something that sounds absolutely insane to me and see if they could defend it. And I agree. But I just want to give a little bit of context to why I specifically do that.
Gotcha.
Because every time we do that, the blanket word elder. Somebody put in the what was that? The Cambridge definition of elder, and it did start with old and elder, but it said an elder of respect. You would promote this person, thought leader. It's a conscious community definition, so thought leader, teacher, such and such. So I agree with you that to try to put forth an undeniable position, I definitely agree with you that that's a crazy fighting style. But I don't know why everybody else does that. I do that. I'll admit to it. But I have a different reason as to why I go to the most extreme. Because 2 times so far, I've talked to people that when they called this person an elder, right? I just asked a blanket question. What do you consider elder? Who do you consider elder? And they say Bobby Hemmett. He's just Bobby Hemmett is my elder. Somebody came on here and said Bobby Hemmett is my elder. So when I said Bobby Hemmett is my elder, and we gotta get the V note. He's been sitting here for a while. Thank you for your patience, brother. Give me 1 second. And he said that's my elder. And then he started naming the other elders, Carter G. Woodson, W.E.B. Du Bois, stuff like that. But then the reason why I showed him that is because I actually have respect for the person that's telling me this, that this is their elder. And I'm showing that to see if this person, quote unquote, said this, or if you know that this quote unquote, because I don't even think they know what they teach. They're calling them their teachers and their sabers hits, but I don't think they even know what these people are teaching. So when I showed that video about one of Bobby Hemmett's students, and now I'm looking for him to say it, right? But then when I showed them what he said and what he taught, it was like an awakening of, yeah, I wouldn't call that person an elder and master teacher. Now, I'm not here, you taught me this. I'm not here to change people's opinions and this, that, and the other. But from what I'm seeing, we're critiquing these legacies, right? What I'm seeing, though, is that the people that they're calling master teachers and elders and savers, I don't even think they know, because we're now 2 for 2 that when we showed them that this is what this person taught, and this is what you call a master teacher or an elder, they both backed off. So I actually think we're helping the person, because I'd rather do it. Maybe we shouldn't do it on YouTube. I would agree with that. But I'm just telling you that that's why I'm doing it. I don't want them to do an indefensible position. But these are two people that didn't even. Joey is somebody who seems well sourced and well intended, and he didn't even know. He called Bobby Hemmett fringe. When I showed him his teachings, he said, "Oh yeah, I wouldn't even do that." And that's my only goal of, in my opinion, I don't think the people know exactly what they're teaching them. I had a person in here, last time I land my plane, I had a person in here come to the panel and say to me, you're attacking Frances Cress Wilson. And then I asked him, okay, cool, what does she teach? She's my teacher. She's this, that, and the third. I said, cool, what does she teach? I said, okay, cool. I don't know. I said, okay, so what is the melanin theory? What is white genetic annihilation? Do you agree with that? When I told him what it was, he's like, yeah, nah. That wouldn't even fall under that. So I fully understand, and believe it or not, I asked Hits privately. I think Hits needs to participate in these conversations and do shows to kind of give what we're doing balance, so they don't think that the whole company is trying to tear down the company, whatever that is. And he's bringing balance. So I appreciate that. I'm just want to give clarity that I'm not trying to give them indefensible points. I just think they're calling these people master teachers and telling other people that this is a person you should go listen to or go watch, and they don't even know what the person said. So that's I know that's kind of crazy, but
no. And actually, that's a good starting point, right? Because two things. One, that's something everyone can learn from. Critical thinking, a tad bit of research, like especially in 2025. I think we had this discussion maybe a few days ago or something. Like prior to these times, maybe 20, 25 years ago, information traveled a lot slower. Right now, it's pretty much instant around the globe. It's mass produced. It's mass controlled. A person has to critically think almost instantly before you click on something in your email. Something that simple. Hey, Home Depot said you want a lawnmower, or you this bill is due. I think that's one of the latest tactics, right? And you phishing emails, right? You'll see this bill for $400. Click here, and we already took it out of your account. The human natural instinct would be like, hold on, I ain't buy shit from there. Let me click on this and tell them that ain't, and boom, you already, now your computer's infected, something like that. Mm-hmm. So on the individual side, if a person say didn't know that, that's one method of saying, okay, maybe let's start from there. Not just you, me. Let's start with maybe doing some follow-up on this person. On the other side of that, on the, defensive side, some shit I would do is if you show me a video with them saying something negative, I'm going to go find something of them saying something positive. If you show me 2 videos, I'm going to show you 3. That's like a response. The easiest response, fire with fire, right? What do they call that in violence? You have to respond with whatever, intent or whatever that shit's called, right? So it's to move it forward, it can be, okay, let's do or try this. Let's go try to find out something more about this person. And if it's a historical person, which is anybody prior to right now, there's context that has to go with that. And I'm not saying no one is not being sincere. But if it's sincere, it'll be, we're going to look at some relative information about this person. So fuck around, me and you both learn something. Holy shit. Okay, yeah, maybe a majority of their work was right and it was 10% wrong, or vice versa. And 2, what helps that too is using current analogies. If you can find a CEO of a company, a video of a company that you think is, doing great, saying some shit like by any means necessary, we can be like, hold on, I'm giving these people my Verizon my money every month, or this company, or I bought my car from this company, and that's how they really feel about us. So on a human level, we're all susceptible and guilty, but at the same time, a lot of us are probably trying to get to, the truth, something that makes us feel better, want to do better, want to get more. And sometimes there's some fuck shit going on. That's a fact. That's a fact. So that leads me back to that statement about is it the person or is it the elder? Because if it's the elder, meaning they're older and they are present in a time period, yeah, there's got to be consideration. And if it turns out, oh, it was bullshit all along, it's bullshit. But at least we use relative information along with that in that time frame, in a historical context. If it's the person, either we trying to connect with them, get their money, or we trying to help them or learn from them, that's different. That's a different tactic. So, no, I'm with you. Hey, and thanks for stepping up. I didn't say your name. I did not. No.
But I actually.
Yeah. And that's cool in the Discord. It's fun in the Discord.
No. Yeah, no. I asked
it
for
makes people work. No, I'm with you on that.
I asked for correction. Like, I know one thing. This is CEO of Tri Media. This is hits. It's the infamous hits everybody talk about. You just don't see them much. And
I am not.
This is actually the CEO. Well, everybody says his name. Nobody knows you like Kaiser Soze. But
Puerto Rican.
Yeah, that too. But this is and for those that think I'm just reckless and going crazy, no. I'll sit down and ask for, what do you think about this? And we come together on that. So yeah, so Majasi gonna have a conversation, Hit's gonna have a conversation. Vino been patient. Vino, what you got for the people?
Can you bring me the bowl?
Hey, what it do?
I can't bring you a bowl, brother. Can't bring you a bowl.
my bad.
Go ahead. No. It's cool. You living life. It's the evening. What's going on, brother?
Nothing, chilling, man. I was just, I've been peeping out y'all show here lately, man. I'm kind of new, y'all get down and stuff like that. But, man, I definitely like, with y'all topics and, how y'all be talking. But I was just kind of tripping off the fact that, y'all was going at Francis Cress Wilson and some of the other OGs. Well, I thought there was an OG for the fact that, because when I came into some of their information, which was like a cooler minute ago, when YouTube first started popping off and people was kind of getting into that the Pan-African type structure as far as getting that information. I don't know, I just thought that like John Henry Clark and Dr. Ben was some people that that we can always go to as far as look at their information, as far as giving us some information as far as Black history that we really wasn't getting during that time. And then when y'all was like, we're kind of going at them, I was like, dang, I really didn't ever see nobody back then really kind of going at them like that or saying that their information was this and this. So I was like, dang, where y'all come up with that?
Logic, you want to go? Or I can... Is Logic still here? Or Chef? Anybody? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. So you so like your question is like,
were there people at the time? Why are we going at them if people at the time didn't?
Why are we going at them people at the time?
No, that's not what he said. Why are we critiquing the legacy of Benjamin, and at the time nobody was critiquing their legacy, and that he went to them for information he couldn't get anywhere else? Why would we now in 2025 critique their legacy?
Because Benjamin actually had he actually could have done more work to get some better sources, right? Some better information. Now, granted, it's just ironic that Benjamin's actually getting sources. He's not doing any field work of his own, but he's getting these white sources and bringing them back to us, curating them for us, and telling us which ones to actually trust it. So that's already kind of problematic in itself. Doesn't leave any room for growth. You won't be able to accept new material that way because you'll only be accepting the ones that Dr. Ben gave you or the narrative he gave you with it. So when for me, I understand all these problems, and I also understand that those are just the problems academically. But I know deep down inside that you're actually looking for the results to be political. And the longer you spend in this ideology and keep talking about the history, that's the longer you will spend time away from getting those political results.
Does that answer your question, or you need a little more?
Okay, so y'all said what he was saying as far as
No,
him
what he
speaking up
said.
on,
That's what Logic just said. Keep it
but as far as
specific
him
to
speaking
Logic.
up on the history, it's saying, well, as far as giving the history information, that was taken away from the politics.
Yeah,
I'm saying I'm asking you. So I'm gonna follow it up with a question, right? So you're putting this emphasis on history, and why? What's the reason for that?
Well, when I just came into the information, it was about as far as about Black history, as far as like more history as far as what was going on back then with Black people, and with the religion thing aspect, also as far as connecting Christianity and Muslim to Africans, and how they was doing that. Uh, but not just about that, but this is about like Black history. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I kind of jumped into it, just to hear some Black history. But I never thought that, kind of what they was kicking it was lies, because really did nobody really kind of go at them like that.
Okay, so if we actually going through it in 2025 and realizing that it's not accurate and saying, okay, we're gonna actually shave off the parts, or do exactly what Dr. Ben did, right? We're gonna curate the parts that actually was accurate and throw away the parts that wasn't. What's the problem with that?
Oh, ain't nothing wrong with that. But that's a good thing. But it seemed like like the way y'all was coming at him, like, okay, if he said this, then everything is out, because he an F dude after that. You know what I'm saying? If he lied about this, then we really can't trust him about nothing else.
Us examining it is giving it a chance. Oh, okay. So maybe you're not seeing the importance of racism, or how serious racism is, right? So I'm going to do the thought experiment with you, right? So do you know who David Duke is?
No, not really.
Okay, he is like, just say he is the most racist, like outly racist white man in the world.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well,
just imagine that's actually him, right? Now, would you take advice from him?
It depends on what you're kicking.
Give me some kind of advice that he might give you that you would trust.
You talk about from David Duke, but we ain't never heard nothing from David Duke or nothing like that. But I'm saying, if he's saying something,
give me any scenario in which that you could possibly trust his advice.
I don't even know what he be talking about, so I really don't even.
Gang, I'm saying like anything. Imagine not nothing that he's talking about, because so right now you're struggling to answer the question because you don't know where I'm going with it, right? And I'm telling you where you're at right now. Right now, you are right in the middle between disagreeing with David Duke because he's super racist, and actually agreeing with Francis Cress Welsing, who is also very racist. So,
what make a very racist? Like it's the Duke dude, like a KKK dude or something.
Yeah. Just imagine him. He actually is the super head of the KKK. That's exactly who David Duke is.
So you saying that Dr. Francis Cress Welsing was kicking off game, like they be kicking off game?
Let's say there's more similarities than you'd like to think. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah, but is the history the same though? As far as them speaking up on us and us speaking up on them,
the history, right? Because what you're actually talking about is combating the thing, right? So not the history of the thing, like you're actually looking for a solution for the thing. So you can't be a part of the solution while you're while you're like embracing the thing. You gotta be the link in the chain that doesn't do it. That's why we keep saying Martin Luther King, because Martin Luther King, he didn't need to fall prey to the circumstances and all that. He just,
yeah, but he probably didn't have the knowledge. As far as getting the information.
I have a question for you, Logic, right?
Hold on, we gotta one second here.
Okay, now you got it. Go ahead. You got it.
I also want to get to Chef, because we be forgetting sometimes.
Chef playing a video game.
No, I'm just saying we forget this
Chef on the
carnivorous
18th
podcast,
level
and
of,
he
and
just
I
be
don't know nothing
sitting
about
here.
video
Man,
games.
this
My
y'all
bad.
channel. Y'all do what y'all want.
I don't know nothing
Y'all the
about
ones
video
who
games.
keeping it running.
No. I want to be specific to the reason why I'm
Sports and
saying
video
that.
games.
I want to be specific to Dr. Ben and Benjamin. That would be like Chef is well versed in it. Logic, you could definitely do your thought experiment. I'm not gonna stop you. But if you don't know who David Duke is, I don't know if y'all gonna have a.
No,
You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
That's why I was going to ask it a different way, a
Yeah.
different question. Yeah.
So I think where he got to was, he asked me about the history, right? He said he's like what role he's actually acknowledged that both of them were racist, right? So I don't think that's the problem, and he's actually said that he acknowledged that there's history there, right? And I'm
Join the Discord.
right, and I'm
What'd you say?
then
Join
he
the Discord.
yeah. Maybe we'll have some more time to hash that out, but I think I'm following what he's saying. But what threw me off was like I'm
not trying to change nobody's mind.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me ask the question a different way, right? Say the young man was a separatist and he believed in segregation, that black people and white people should not live next to each other, work next to each other. David Duke would say, David Duke, the ultimate KKK racist, whatever. Say his racism called, I don't want to kill all y'all, I just don't want to live next to y'all. That would fit perfectly. And matter of fact, what was the group that dealt with white power groups? Or I wouldn't say white supremacist group. They could have been white separatist groups, because it was the same goal. If on an Afrocentric side you had, we don't want to be around white people, and you have white people on extreme end, just say white nationalists, that say, I don't want to be around black people. Both of those could be racist. Both of those, could not fit into the American paradigm currently, whatever. But that would appeal to both people on both sides at the same time. So if you telling me you don't want to be around me, I could be like, well, I was getting ready to say that about you. Shit, you stole my thunder. I agree with you. Hold on, you agree with a person that says you shouldn't be? Yup. He said, matter of fact, he beat me to the punch. And he got the power to do it. Carry your ass. And we will carry our ass. Now, we know in this country, right, that's very difficult to do. But in certain time frames, that was the push. Integration, segregation. Integration, shit. If I don't want to be around you and you agree with me, that's a win-win for my my point of view, right? So yeah, those things can be true and not be negative. I'm a racial segregatist or segregationist. Well, I am too. Well, fuck it, we good.
Can I stop you right there? So
yes, sir.
So on both ends of the extreme, you're actually wrong, right? Because
who's wrong? They're wrong, or
no? What you're saying is actually wrong in this way.
Ahead.
See, like the separatist, there leaves no option for this integration, right?
No, I'm talking about separatists who agree.
At least even in integration, the two separatists have the option to not be around each other.
No, you're confusing what I'm saying. In our current state, or even in the state then, it was difficult to be separate. That's the times, right? That's what's going on. You live in the same state as I do, county, city, street. We live together by whatever. But my thoughts or my preference as a white person would be, I don't want to live around black people. And people would say, oh, that's racist, or that's this. But you can have black people to go, I don't want to live around white people. Those two people are agreeing. I'm not talking about right or wrong. I'm talking about two people agreeing to something that others will go, well, that's wrong, That ain't gonna work economically, legally. We ain't there. I'm just having that general conversation, logic, like that surface level. So you can see where a person would go, yeah, I agree with David Duke. Well, how do you agree with him? He don't want to be around black people. Well, shit, I don't want to be around white people. I agree with that. Do my job for me. Instead of me gotten to get you out of my face, you gonna get out of my. Okay, bet. I'm just saying those two things can be true, and depending on perspective, right and wrong, relative sometimes. But yeah, you can see a person agreeing with something that, say, maybe you think is horrible or racist or condescending. But yeah, unfortunately or fortunately, there's room for that. There's
All right.
room for it.
So I get that, and I'm still saying that there's two environments there. There's one in which there is absolutely no option of people to live amongst each other, right? Potentially be excluded from laws and other privileges of America. And on the other hand, you can have the option to actually do all that, definitely be included because the law says so, and still have the option to not live around each other. And I'm saying to at least have the opportunity, what I'm saying, written where I don't become excluded from the law, and maybe my uncle who has a little different experiences can go live by himself away from everybody if that's really what he wants to do. He don't have to like anybody, but that would just be up to him. And at least we do now have an environment where we've included even that guy who wants to go live by himself. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yeah. That's definitely a deeper dive. And we were talking about that earlier, right, in the Discord, right? How do we frame a question where the person can defend their answer? Not defend their answer, but have room for an answer. So if someone asks me, oh, you agree with the Ku Klux Klan or the KKK or David Duke or fuck Donald Trump or Barack Obama, whoever, and there's a negative connotation on that, it's kind of forcing me to go, no, I don't agree with that. Hold on, let me think, though. Let me think. That person is saying something that I'm saying. That person, we're using segregation, doesn't want to be by me. I don't want them by me. But because it was a negative connotation put on it, I got to go, no, I don't agree with them. So you agree you want a racist living next to you. A person that can't stand you will burn your house. They don't want to be by you. And you have to agree with that. I mean, disagree with that. No, you have to live by me. No, I don't want you by me either. I'm not saying me or you personal, but just in that surface level. That's all I'm saying.
But right, and I'm saying that's too surface level when it comes to this.
Okay,
right?
Let's go deeper. Go ahead.
It's too
Pause.
surface level because
Pause.
that same thought process is what justifies you being excluded from laws, right? That's the stuff that justifies you having a different water fountain. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, and at that point, where does it end? You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, but you saying that
last time with your humanity, that's where it ended. You know what I'm saying? Like
but that requires a new question, though.
I think
Vino was a new question.
Human.
Yeah, but that requires a new question. Like you asked a surface level question. Would you agree with David Duke? Right? The knee jerk response would be, hold on, he a racist, he a K. Hell no, I don't agree with them. But then they say we look into David Duke and he's like, yo, I don't care what y'all do. I don't want to kill y'all or whatever, or I do. I just don't want to be. I don't want to be around y'all. And say he goes, yo, I want to get y'all up out of here. I may feel the same way. I want to get y'all up out of here. Holy shit, we agree. I agree with her. We got to be careful with the algorithm. So you understand what I'm saying? Someone who's willing to forcibly separate or take from me, or harm me. I may want to forcibly take and harm that person too. on GP. We have the same mindset. That's the same. So it's like, okay, does somebody agree with my mindset? Well, what's your mindset? Get them away from me, hurt them when I can, and keep them from getting anything. Oh, well, that's their mindset. Well, unfortunately, we agree on about we agree on too much shit. So no, definitely back to y'all. Y'all conversation about like blatant racism with the elders. That could bring us right there too, right? Definitely. So I didn't want to go all the way down the rabbit hole, with all that. But no, that's
So let me.
Hey, Logic, do you think that what they was kicking back then, as far as Dr. Francis Relson and Dr. Ben, do you think that got the black people in a bad, I guess, a bad state right now, or a bad state of mind, or like
Yeah.
how was it?
Yeah. Now this is all.
I don't even think black people listen to Francis Cress Welsing and them.
No,
that is not what we use to advance to where we're at today.
But I'm talking about like as far as the black people in the 80s.
I don't think in large numbers, no.
No. Black people in the 80s did not profit off of Francis Cress Welsing and them.
Facts.
They are fringe.
I was around
right?
in the 80s.
Yeah. They are fringe.
Okay, so what we was getting on YouTube, as far as it really wasn't a staple back then. As far as they was doing something, but it really wasn't big.
No, but that's not what we're saying. When you first started, and then pass it to Chef. When you first started, you said you were trying to get clarity and accuracy in history, and they weren't really. You didn't really have access to the knowledge, and that's where you kind of got the knowledge. Chef, explain your point about what you just said about what black people got from that.
Oh yeah, so they never was very popular amongst black people. So if you think about our biggest influences, it always was the black church, right? The philosophies and the ways and mores that came out of the black church is what we took forward. Francis Cress Welsing and them, those fringe concepts, ideas and tropes, it is exactly what they was. You would hear more from people who spent time in jail, right? And probably a vague conversation in a barbershop is where you would hear these type of things at. So when you look, go ahead.
Well, would you say that they are basically kind of the like the new Nat Turners, the new Harriet Tubmans, the new people that was going against, you know what I'm saying, with the white people that was part of the church, but they get it.
I think that baton was passed to people like Foswise or Harriet Tubman. I think her baton was passed to people in the civil rights era like Fannie Lou Hamer and stuff like that. Like Martin Luther King and them would have took on those type of mantles, right?
But Harriet Tubman and Nat Turner wasn't popular in their days. My bad.
Let me finish this thought. Go ahead.
No, yeah. So it's those type of people that actually pushed us forward. When you think about a Frederick Douglass or somebody, you would think of his successors being like W.E.B. Du Bois and them.
Ida B. Wells.
Yeah, Ida B. Wells and Fannie Lou Hamer and those type of people. You wouldn't think of Francis Cress Welsing and a Naeem Akbar, or a Bobby Hemmett, no, that's not in the same vein of the people that you just mentioned.
Well, would you name Martin Luther King as a rebellion, like a slave rebellion type dude?
Yes. What intelligence means? So the way Martin Luther King presented himself, he presented himself as the best of us. And he fought for us to the point where he gave his life for it. So I don't know, like if that's not a soldier to us, we need to rethink what a soldier is. This man had a wife, kids, a doctor's degree. You dig what I'm saying? A goddamn a lucrative church and all of that. He did not have to do that. He sacrificed all of that. And his efforts, you know, is what pushed our people forward. His life is what pushed our people forward. So if we don't think of that as a soldier, you dig what I'm saying?
We got something messed up.
I mean, he was. I'm saying he was highlighted, but I mean, I'm saying the other people wasn't highlighted during their time frame. You know, their story came later in the game to where, you know, black people just really wasn't hearing about them or just around. You know, that certain type of situation like that.
They weren't putting in enough work.
Let me help them out a little bit.
I'm saying because I mean, well, they was slave rebellion, so they was killing white people and they was doing all type of stuff like that. But Martin Luther King, he was more on defense.
Let me help them out a little bit. This is Pasar again. What you have to understand is, yes, Martin Luther King was a soldier, but so was Malcolm X at the same time. There was hate and love coming at the institutions at the same time. They chose to work with the love side. They didn't want to deal with the by any means necessary side. So they chose to work with the
yeah, but Harriet Tubman and Nat Turner then went moving off no love.
Martin Luther King was uncompromising.
Hold on, let bro finish. Go ahead, bro.
I'm saying, well, but they wasn't moving off no love or nothing like that. They moving off straight hate and trying to change things. And their narrative was kind of, you know, putting the dirt, you know, kind of covered up to where, you know, that wasn't just put out to the public like that for everybody to just know. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the same way that I look at, for instance, Chris Wilson and them and everybody else. We was getting the game through the underground.
I agree with you, brother. And let me ask you this, Steph, since you the brother is asking you some serious questions. Francis Cress Welson's theory. Now, and I think about Brass was asking about the melanin theory. But let me ask you this: if everything was on some love, like Christianity and all that, and everybody was loving everybody, breeding with one another, would the pale skin tone disappear?
I'll say that again.
Nah.
Huh?
Nah, it's always gonna be some folks out here because they say.
Wait. What the hell is the what'd you say?
The European look, the quote unquote what they call white, which is a social construct, but with that whiteness that they are trying, they relish, would that disappear? And then again, I would ask you, why did they cut off when they burned the individual? They cut things off of the individual. So me personally, Frances Cress Welsing taught me, and I understand what she was trying to relay as far as the platform or the understanding of how different people, you know, a different group of people look towards another group of people and the fear that they have.
So you agree? Wait, you agree with the melanin theory and white genetic annihilation?
White genetic annihilation.
That all white people have a fear of white genetic annihilation, and that's what you believe? All white people have a fear of white genetic annihilation.
All right, okay, with the alls.
No, I'm just asking a question.
I know the alls though. Let's.
No, but that's the theory.
No, we doing good. We doing good.
But no, we trying. But that's the theory.
I can't do it with them. I can't do it.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
Wait. Hold on.
Nah, I'm with it. Go ahead.
You chose to hit the link. Now, if you choose to hit the link,
but you argue. First of all, you're in charge.
So when you hit the link, and you willingly hit the link, and I ask you a question on our channel, you will not be able to come in and tell me what to do or how to ask a question. It's just when you say you agree to white genetic annihilation, I just want to make sure when you say you agree to it, I'm just trying to get clarity that you understand the issue with it, the blanket diagnosis of an entire race. And this goes to Logic's point. Logic's point is that if it was in the reverse and someone was to do a blanket diagnosis of the entire black race at that time, that we were all savages and this, that, and the other, you would be up in arms if when with a white person that would agree to that. So I'm just asking you clearly. I'm just asking. I'm not trying to change his mind. I just want to know if he understands what the white genetic annihilation she was talking about.
I don't think you understand it.
Okay.
Yeah, just like what you mentioned with the two with the baby experiment. I don't think you fully understand that.
Okay. Now you asked me did I graduate from college, right? Or you asked me did I have
Graduating from
some
college doesn't mean you have common sense.
No,
or
you don't even know. You don't even know what I'm. You don't even. Wait, you don't even know what I'm about to say.
We doing good. We doing good.
Hold on, hits. Hold on, I got it. We ain't gonna get off the rails. But you don't know why I asked you. Why, if you asked me, did I go to college or graduate from college? Now
the reason, no, you didn't ask me. I asked you.
Okay, once again.
So I could get understanding on the.
The one thing I learned in college, and I learned from my parents and my actual elders, was emotional intelligence and some discipline. So that if I go in somebody else's home, I would show just a little bit more respect than cutting off the host and telling them how to run the show. So I'll answer your questions, but you're going to have to answer my questions. It's the only way we can have good conversation. I know on other channels and everybody's yelling and screaming. I'm trying to be as calm as possible. But from the Discord chats, even with education, I could be one of the most ignorant people in the chat. So I'm trying to be patient with you because my CEO is in the building. The CEO of the company that I'm in is in the building. I'm trying to be patient. Just answer the question. You asked me, did I have a college education? I'm asking you, do you have a college education? And I have no ulterior motive for asking other than yes and no.
The hot seat. The prosecuting attorney is on board now.
Man, you gotta go. Go ahead, y'all
all right. Now
that was good. I thought that was
no. Hold on. It was cool. Now this is not too. Yeah, I guess it could be too brass and logic, right? The first thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
The elephant in the room in a lot of these conversations, right, is we don't have to use the word if, right? If this happened to this group of people in this country, if this group of people, now rather as complete 5, 10, 15 million individuals agree to it, blah, 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 they benefited from it, they all of that. So the if is difficult because there ain't no if, and I guarantee you 90% of the things we could bring up to go, and this will go to the logic part of it, right? And I'm not, and logic, don't take this the wrong way. I'm just saying this because it's like it's easy. Woulda, coulda, shouldas, right? Well, how come this person should have, they could have, and how come he or she didn't do it that way? They could have did it that way. And I'm just dumbing down your conversation. I just want everybody to know that. Logic don't talk that fucking simple. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. So on the woulda, coulda, shouldas, that's one thing. That's a whole separate conversation. They could have did this. Let's just use Frances Cress Wilson. She could have did this. Why didn't she? Another conversation. She wrote enough that I'm sure if we went to her works, we can get to the bottom of that. On Brass's side, if a group of people, if there was a public sentiment that great, it ain't no if. And that's the elephant in the room. And that ain't to self-pity, rage bait, atrocity hop. None of that. The shit really happened. And it was bad. Really bad. Really. So a lot of shit, there ain't no if in. They did it. They said it. Let's go across a few quick elements, right? Military. we could join the military like the next person, get treated completely different. The legal system, the inability to bring forth contracts. Any business people here? Any entrepreneurs? You couldn't bring nothing to court. The education system. They did this shit. So if I don't know if that's a good word, because they're on the what do you call it? When you on the wrong side of some shit overwhelmingly. And then we try to square up. No, you super wrong. You've been super wrong. And you were super wrong across the board. But it says something to just on the positive side, Brass.
Mm-hmm.
In this current day, we can go if.
Yeah.
Hold on. That's crazy right now.
That's
and that's how Brass deal. Like Brass deal, like don't think because we be banging on some old shit, whatever. No, right now we in a place where a lot of that shit can't happen. Ain't no excuse. And we're born into it. So it takes a mindset change to go, let me, Brass the big dog, I'm the old dog. I was a teenager in the 80s. So anybody want to know something about teenage shit in the 80s, kind of around New York City, holla at your boy. We could talk all that teenage shit.
So let me, so
go ahead,
let me pose a question, right?
Joey, before you do that, I just want to read something. Before you do that, I just want to read something. That won't even be that long. It won't even take me that much time.
You lying. Go ahead.
So my question is, because I already know this, but sometimes I don't want to say it again and then say I don't understand it. So my question was saying is did she say all white people in regards to genetic annihilation? And I said sources. Yes, Frances Cress Welsing's white genetic annihilation theory was presented as applying to all white people as a racial group, not just a subset. The clearest sources are 1970s essay, The Cress Theory, from Cress' Theory of Color Confrontation. The quality called whiteness is a genetic inadequacy or a relative deficiency, state, or disease based upon the genetic inability to produce the skin pigments of melanin, which are responsible for all skin coloration. Because of their genetic recessiveness, the population that is white is in constant threat of genetic annihilation by the dominant genetic material of non-white people. So when y'all say, why do we critique that particular part of the legacy, I'm a person that we all hate white supremacy. I would hope we're all on the same page. I hope I don't have to explain that. But I also think that I don't think black supremacy is somehow the answer to white supremacy. And you could say, I heard some things said about Martin Luther King, but Martin Luther King echoed those words. I took those words from him. I didn't create that. She repeatedly framed the concept as a group level phenomenon, meaning it was about the entire white race's genetic position in relation to people of color. She was not saying that every white person consciously thinks about genetic annihilation, but her theory assumed that all white people are subject to the same genetic vulnerability and that racism is a group survival strategy. This is why critics, including scientists and sociologists, have called it racial essentialism or pseudoscience. So I can revere her for her resistance. I've said this so many times, it's wild, but I can revere her for her resistance. But I would have to call a spade a spade.
Okay, hold on. Stay right there. Spade is spade. I like that, right? Now, a spade is a card in a card game, right?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to make a correlation between the people who felt the exact opposite, like on the other side of that, right? Which would be black people are inherently inferior, right? And all of those things. We all recognize that too, right? Yes or no? Yes.
All right.
Right?
What'd you say? Yeah. What'd you say again?
I get what you're saying.
That on the opposite side of what you just read, there were the same sentiment towards black people, if not worse, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me how what she said could have a more like let's say heavy impact than if it was codified into law. Exactly what she said, remove white, put black in there.
Mm-hmm.
And now compare that to if it was codified in law and education. So it sounds, atrocious when she says it. But if you reverse the terms, because I think that's what we're doing, if we're going to hold these people to a standard, we got to hold our own to a standard. You're correct. But if their standard is codified into law and
it's
finance,
worse.
now hold
It's
on.
worse.
And educate, like, no. Again, I might be doing the word codified a disservice.
Well, what are you saying though?
Yeah, I was about to say, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was gonna answer
if
your
you
question,
compare, no, hold on.
I didn't understand.
Let's surface level. We're comparing that what she said was wrong, just because if they said it, it's wrong. So if we say it, it's wrong, right?
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's wrong.
No, I'm saying yeah. I'm saying
yeah. I'm not saying
that. I'm being surface.
Okay, yeah, surface right there. We can't be racist because they're racist, right? We can't do pseudoscience because
they do pseudoscience.
Yeah. That's the wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say nobody's name because they're not here.
Okay.
The impact, right? Repercussions and damage when compared to when they said the exact or practiced the exact same racism.
I knew this where you was going.
It was codified into law.
I said impact. I already knew where you was going.
In education, in medicine, in books. So when she said it, we can go, okay, she was wrong. That's pseudoscience. That's crazy teaching young people that she was never found unethical in any of her practice. Okay, you got to pull that up though.
No, Howard dismissed that.
No, hold on. No, but you got to pull up that it was because it was ethical behavior in her practice or what she was teaching.
No, she wrote the
in the classroom. No, you got to pull that up. Let's just leave that there. We don't got to go back and forth. Let's get back to my point.
Okay, good.
The difference. I know y'all trying to make it equal. Equal racism is bad.
No, that's not what I'm doing.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I know. I did that, Brass, because I knew where he was going at. I just wanted them to get there quicker.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Let him. It's gonna get to the same place where he going.
Yeah, the difference is, and the impact and damage is, something is codified, not social, not something you can't put a tangible number on. You can't put a tangible number on how many people she damaged with her rhetoric or pseudoscience. You can't. Someone said, oh, this YouTube video got 1 million views. Okay, when they did it, 1 million people went to jail. Didn't get good health care.
So that me.
Couldn't
get into a school. Couldn't get a job.
Chef and
So,
hits in the middle of the street.
Go
when they done. When they done, we'll give you the floor. No, Joey's trying to get an idea, and I understand.
Let
him in. No, let's stay right here.
Finish your point.
I'm done. Go ahead, Chef.
No, because I think it's a good point that you're making. I really do. You know what I mean? And I'm not totally disagreeing with it. So what am I not disagreeing with? I'm not disagreeing with the group that is the majority and wields the most power. Their racism will have more deleterious effects on a minority group. I totally agree with that. Did y'all just understand what I said?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I understood.
All right, cool. So now it doesn't make it right? Or you can't excuse the minority group for practicing the thing that they're fighting to eradicate, right? If the racism and the supremacy, right, is a negative thing, and you know that you're the minority group, so your job is to eradicate, right, racism and supremacy out of the system, period. Because if we all practice it, like you said, by your metric, we'll get the short end, we'll get the worst end of it, either way you play it. You dig? So it ain't good for us to play it because we know that type of thinking needs to be eradicated because we'll catch the brunt and the worst end of the stick if the system allows that to be played. That's why you don't fight racism with racism, because the minority group will always get the worst end of that. And I think Martin Luther King and them knew that. That's why they were smart. That's why she a goofy.
Okay. All right. Here's what I would say, right?
Can I say something real quick?
I thought we was in Middle Street. Bro.
I know, but
now I'm messing with. Nah, go ahead.
Okay.
No, you knocked out.
I'm messing with.
We still in the middle of the
I thought it was
street.
over after that. I was over.
You know who get hurt the worst? The people trying to bring it up.
I want to highlight the conscious community. Where Logic at? So
right.
Logic, right? Now you said don't say if, and I agree with you, Hits. And
I didn't say don't say if.
No. I know, but I understand. I don't.
Okay. Yeah. You got it.
I understand. So Shezmu is somebody we had a conversation with earlier, and that was the Bobby Hemmett gentleman that I was talking about.
Gotcha.
Right? So we're trying to change the narrative. Chef, Logic, Hits, DQ, would you agree? We trying to at least and Joey, would you agree that we're trying to at least have a good a good discourse where we can agree to disagree? We don't got to get overly disrespectful. What we do in the Discord chats, that's our private conversations, right? So I just want to say this, Hits. This is who you want me to play fair with, though.
Who?
I just want to be clear. No.
What happened? What
No. I just want to be clear. Once again, bro, it's like the conscious community only has like 5 punches. They got like 5 punches. Mary's a white. No, I didn't. Mary's a white woman. I don't even know what that means, but Mary's a white woman. Weak. But we're the ones that's wrong and crazy. Hold on. I just want to stay here. I want to stay right here. I literally read from a source. I went and got a source of what she said. This is not I read a source from what she said. Is that what she said? Stay right here. Stay right here. All right. And then ends it with now, because y'all know I'm not patient. That's why I want y'all to see this. I just don't agree, Shezmu. And then literally said, we can agree to disagree. And his answer his answer is appalling. It's appalling. I don't know what the hell monies will never agree mean. Look, scared ass nigga.
That ain't even how you spell it. How you even spell that? Naga. What's a naga? I know a naga is. What's a naga? What's a naga?
Stand as a stay right here. Stay right here. No. I'm not focusing on it. We get called crazy all day long, Chef. You don't know how I edit these shows. You don't know. I know we sound crazy. But if I'm going to Hit saying, how could we change the narrative? I just want him to know that the same person now just hit the link again. Wait, said to me, stand as a man, then kneel as a slave. He thinks he's King Killmonger.
I thought he was talking to me. My bad. I thought he was talking to me.
This nigga get movie quotes. Damn.
This dude is in the chat to talk again? Like, how is this? You think I'm gonna talk to you after that? So I'm the ignorant one if I don't let him up, right? See.
Listen, listen. We all started off operating in grace, right? And you know,
we all. Wait.
My bad. Okay, we all tried.
We all. Them niggas, the conscious community got 5 punches. You a coon, Sambo, Uncle Tom. You married a white woman, or guess the last one, which is the most disrespectful, where they pull out. You graduated from a European university, didn't you?
All right, okay.
You got
listen. All of the personal shit.
I can't do it.
I know you can't. I know you're doing good though.
I'm trying to be nice, bro. I'm
proud of you. Bro. You're doing good. Logic doing what Logic doing, sitting back, let it run off his back, pause like a water on the duck.
They telling me I gotta be forgiven. I'm gonna let him up.
Chef is on level 8 of the video game. I'm trying to finish a movie.
Can I say something, Brass?
Go ahead, Joey.
Yeah. What I'm gonna say is this, right? I might partially agree with what Francis Cress Wilson is saying, but then the hypocrisy comes in when presumably white people call her out for saying what she said, but then they don't call out their brethren for saying what they said. You're at least trying to be in the middle and say, well, listen, if a white man say it, it's wrong. If a black man say it, it's wrong.
Yeah, they're
Those
both wrong.
But those individuals who would champion that would never tell their white brethren you shouldn't say that about black people. They go behind closed doors and use the word nigger. And we as black people, try to be friendly.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
And without our own people for white people, and white people will never stand up and defend you because they benefit off of the racist system. You don't have
How do we know what white people
let them cook? Hold on, Chef. You got to get back in the middle.
You got to answer that question. He's going to have to answer Chef's question, though.
History.
Me and Chef ain't done. Hold on. Write that question down.
History,
Chef.
No, hold on.
Good.
History has taught me that anyone who's so-called white has never done anything nice or good for people who look like you and me. And I have a historical, and I have something historical that I can put out there to say this is why I don't like white people.
Okay, that's fine.
You said there's no white person that ever did anything good for people that look like you.
No, I'm telling them we're doing a show. I'm just telling Joey to hold off to it because me and him are doing a show later this week.
And Joey too. No, hold on. I got a question for Chef. But Joey too. There's this phrase, right? It goes, "Your oppressor will never give you freedom. You have to wrestle it from their hands, right? Something along those lines. Everybody knows that. Okay, Chef, check this out. Let's go one level down from surface, right? On the spectrum, the range of African Americans in this country, in any time period, trying to overcome issues, are there going to be on the highest end, say, scholars and scientists and engineers and inventors, and on the lowest end, people that will just, again, for the algorithm, go hurt somebody just because of what they look like? Are we afforded that spectrum of reaction? Yes or no?
Towards the majority group,
white supremacy, majority group, oppressors, whatever you want to.
No, that's not the nature of power.
Hold on, no. Are we afforded?
No, we not, because we're not in power.
Okay, hold on. No.
That's easy.
Okay. So if a person's in power over you and oppressing you, you're not afforded the ability to try to hurt them? Yes.
No, you're not.
Why not? Oh, so you're supposed to let them keep hurting you?
No.
No, we're not talking about power. We're just talking about response.
That is power.
No, I'm talking about a response. Okay, let's take power.
You can have any response you want.
Okay, stay right there.
But you can't deal by you being a minority.
Now, hold on, you on level 3.
You can't deal with the consequence of that shit.
No, you on level 3. Let's stay on level 2. Can we understand there's going to be different responses across the board?
Facts.
From a
we hear
oppressed.
Okay,
I didn't even say black. I was going to say oppressed group.
Yeah, we hear me.
It's going to be the range of what? Straight violence to people giving up, to people trying to assimilate, to people trying to work within the system, higher education, all of that. So just any group, right? Their response is going to be
varied,
multifaceted.
It's going to be varied. Right.
Okay, there you go. Now, if you want to go to step 3, that's on you. I just wanted, just to go right there. Go ahead.
And it's Patah. And the reason why I'm gonna jump in because that's what look at you, Brad. Stop breathing so heavy. But anyway.
No, I'm actually sleepy. Go ahead.
Okay, good. The reason why I jumped in is because you keep bringing up my name and you keep bringing up Bobby Hman. Let me explain something to you. The reason why
I apologize for bringing up my wife.
No, listen. The reason why I brought that name.
Bringing up my wife.
Anyway, reason why.
Nah, he gotta go. Ain't no disrespect on the wife and kids, bro. We don't do that. That's clown shit.
You know what's funny? I'm gonna make this statement. I'm gonna make it one time.
I ain't even with all that, but that's why we don't do that, bro. That's
no. Real quick. I'm not going ignorant. I just want to make it clear.
No, I'm just letting him know. No, we ain't doing all that.
I put it in the chat, so I'm gonna just say this. There are people on this panel y'all could clip this and use it, whatever. There are people on this panel that know my wife. But everyone saying that she's white don't know me at all. like if you knew how racist I am, I can admit it. Hey Chef, this is the funniest shit in the world. I think they think that I'm somehow not racist.
Yo, hold on. Brass is saying he's a functioning racist.
Yeah, like I know it. Now, like I don't mind. Like the funniest shit is that people think that I don't know. But you know what's funny? I could logic. Why do you think he thinks I have a white wife? Now think about that. Go ahead, anybody, Chef Logic, anybody. Why do you think he made that narrative off the little bit that I told him? What did I tell? Think about how lost the conscious community is. Why did he think I would have? Why I would ever even fix myself to marry a white person? Go ahead.
Personally, hold on. Personally, I would think if you got to go outside of me and your conversation, that's a problem right there. If you talking to me, my dogs, my cat, my wife, my kids, my neighbors ain't really got shit to do with you. Period.
Cool. Period. Now I want to know why he would even say it, Logic, because Logic was here with Chef. Chef's move for the record. Go to the beginning of this video. He was the most polite, and I mean it that way now.
You were polite. You were polite.
The entire time we had no issues. I was just stating the rules of the channel. That's it. Logic, why do you think he went to that? Here's the lost issue of this community. Go ahead, brother.
It's like the same as calling you an agent. It's like saying that
you ain't black enough.
There you go.
You like planted you over here type shit.
Guess what's even worse? It's because I promise you, because he don't know anything about me other than I graduated from college. He don't know. What did I tell him about me personally? Remember I said I'm not going to tell you nothing personal, bro. You think because I disagree with somehow y'all don't even know why I disagree with Francis Chris Wilson. That's the weirdest part, but it is what it is. But no,
yo, Brass, go in the chat. Logic, read some questions. I'm just gonna respond to something Soda said real quick. The term oppressor in 2025, you're right. I was using that in the context frame of when it was looked at as that. We could talk about current oppression that affects African American and may not have nothing to do with a particular group of people, but a particular structure of finance or legal or education. So unless you got numbers that prove otherwise, we're not in the best standings in a lot of categories. So if you took offense to me using the word oppressor, I didn't mean currently. I think we all educated enough, been around long enough to know that's an older term and all that shit. But I was just using that for the time frame. Is a response to whatever was going on then. So
now I kind of want to hash out whatever little time we got left, man, because I want to hash out what's at the end of the conversation that you and Chef was having. Right. I think it ended. The last statement of it was like, we know what white people say behind closed doors, and I think wherever that was going, that was about to be very interesting.
Nah, that wasn't me. I didn't say that. Me and Chef was on like level 2 where we're talking about response to anybody being attacked. Well, okay, I use
Joey said that was Joey that said that.
Yeah,
Joey said that. How do you feel about that?
I didn't hear it actually all the way through. Say it again.
No, I was saying I think he was saying it to like line himself up with what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Which go ahead.
So I don't remember exactly what.
Hold on, let me go back. Oh, he said it. He didn't write it. My bad. Go ahead, Joe.
I just said it. I'm just saying that when we talk about the statement by Frances Cress Welsing, she was called out by presumably white people, and they didn't call out their racist brethren and say, you can't say the same thing. So it's a matter of hypocrisy. Then Chef asked me the question, some question. I can't remember the exact question. And my response was, he asked me about something about white people. And I said, we know that people who are white have never done anything positive for people who look like you and I. And when they get behind closed doors, they make racist statements.
I think that like,
and I do believe that may not be true, but I do believe that with my whole heart. That may be.
Check this out. Now check this out. Like before I even address that, Like, I think that you got to understand what you're trying to do, because if you're saying, it feels like you are more concerned with justifying the violence necessary to combat potential violence, right? Or violence, you're justifying your ability to use violence against violence. I kind of feel like that's what you're trying to say. And I'm saying that in this particular scenario, like when you play it all the way out, what it seems as if you should be trying to go after is equality, right? And not necessarily justification to use violence, because if you get the equality, then both sides are held to like the same standard of we both agree not to be violent with each other. And with that agreement, now you got this mediator of the state able to enforce, hey, y'all said y'all wasn't going to be violent with each other. So without that, you actually leave the door open for the complete opposite to happen. Like, you actually say no, we don't want this mediator. We want to stay in the wild, wild west. And I dare you to cross this line because we both know what's going to happen. And that's when that line starts shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. And of course, it's not shrinking in the right direction. So that's what it is that Chef is saying. And I think he did a really good job explaining it. So hopefully, like, maybe hearing it a different way was able to explain that part of it.
Logic, I'm not saying we need to use violence against violence. I don't disagree that you should defend yourself. I'm not saying kill all white people, run around murdering people. I'm not proposing violence. But I'm going to say that sometimes you have to use violence to protect yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because violence has been used against us for no good reason. And we never responded with, we did respond with violence when it was necessary. But I'm not saying kill all white people, murder white people. No. What I'm saying is, as Martin Luther King Jr. said, he said, be true to what you said on paper. And the country's not doing that. They're saying you're equal and you have equal rights, but they don't give you the equal rights that we had to fight for. So therein lies the problem. He said when they're over there in fascist countries and communist countries, they didn't commit to that. So we don't expect them to act that way. We expect you, if you put it on paper, be true to what you said on paper. If we're equal, treat us equally. If you're not going to treat us equally, then what's the point? The paper doesn't mean anything. And you have to agree with that. You can't tell me this person can defend themselves, but I must take violence from you because I'm a little poor little nigga and I must run and hide. No, it doesn't work that way. The law says you can defend yourself, and it gives you the level of self-defense that you can use against the violence that's meted out to you. So don't get mad at me when a man step in my house, I bust his head open, he laying on the ground, and you find him laying on the ground, and you tell me I'm wrong. You understand? Don't take the white killer to McDonald's and let him smoke a cigarette and beat me half to death for doing the same thing. If he gets to go to McDonald's, I should get to go to McDonald's. If you beat me, you should beat him. Whatever treatment, met out the treatment equally. That's all I'm saying. If you had to get beat up both parties. If one person gets treated with respect, treat the other one with respect. That's all I'm saying. It's not about violence or non-violence. Go by the law.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
That's what I don't know. And I thought I did a really, really good job explaining what I'm saying. Maybe I think Chef did a really good job explaining.
Maybe I missed something.
It doesn't sound like he got.
Maybe I missed something.
I'm getting what he's saying, but I don't think you're getting what I'm saying.
Okay, so maybe you should explain the point to me.
So let me slow down. So here's step one, right? The atrocities we saw based on racism are not, like those are atrocities, right? That's not something that we want to see happen again anywhere in human history, right?
Yes,
those
I agree.
And even so much those policies like apartheids and all kind of other things that we've seen, the system of white supremacy use as forms of like structural racism, where they put policy in place to keep to keep certain poverty lines where they were based on skin color, right? Like all of that stuff, without going on and on and on, we don't want to see any of that stuff ever happen again, right?
No, but guess what? Despite the laws being in place, it happens every day.
Right. So
innocent
hear
black
what I'm
people
saying.
all the time.
So hold up a second. So if we don't want to see it happen, right? You have two options. You have one that says, okay, we're gonna fight fire with fire, in which you've never even given cause to like why it shouldn't be used in the first place. You're just saying, okay, so since you're gonna use it, we about to set y'all on fire. And I'm saying if you've now said, okay, we about to set y'all on fire, and then they turn back around and set us on fire, like you can't really, like you actually started that. You know what I'm saying? Like, as weird as that sounds, like for real, you kicked it off in that direction.
You know,
because the person responding to it.
I hear what you're saying.
Your goal is equality, you kind of got to be the one to stomp it out.
No, I hear what you're saying, but the Lord says to me, if a man pulls a gun on me and I have a gun, I have every right to defend myself by taking his life. It's not to say I kick down the man's door and say all you white people are gonna die and start shooting up the things. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the Lord says if a man threatens your life, you have a right to defend your life and your property and your family. I'm not going on a crusade to run around, burn onks on people's lawn and say black power. That's not what I'm saying. But I have a legal right to defend myself. If you burn down my house, what am I gonna do? I might have to burn down yours. The law might not agree with it, but that might just be my policy. But I have to defend myself somehow. I can't let you come and just blow up everything because you have a set of ignorant people on your side. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to do like Martin Luther King, lay down and say Jesus loves you? I might not want to do that.
It worked.
Personal self-defense.
Hey, everybody be careful.
No.
Everybody be careful because we have now been cursed by Shezbu.
All right, I'm sure we'll be okay.
I'm just having fun.
I know you is. Oh boy, I can't do it with you.
No, he's
Nah, hold on.
I curse you.
Yo, hold on. That's an excellent point.
Hey, no. Can I say something for 2 seconds and I'll go back on
you can.
I promise you.
Like I'm gonna say
no. Chef. But I'm the crazy Christian.
All right. No. Let's go. No.
It's the Abrahamic faith.
Brass, will you get in the chat and leave the panel alone? If you're in the chat, go in the chat.
I'm moderating the show.
No, you ain't getting the chat. You in the chat.
You're right. I'm about it.
Now to that point, and brings me back to what Brass is crazy to what I was saying. Codified by law, you can respond. I'm looking for that word. If someone exerts excessive force on you, like he said, if you pull a gun on me and I pull my gun and I kill you, I responded in like force. And that's in certain states. It's not, nationwide, and I don't even think it's federal. But that's codified into law. A response to an attack or violence. I looked up the term violence, the second term of violence, because I think people think violence is physical and all that. The second, let's just say definition: strength of emotion or unpleasant or destructive force, right? Unlawful exercise of physical force or intimidation. It doesn't say and. There's something currently that you could look up. Economic violence. And again, 40, 50 years from now.
Can I slow you down for a second?
No, go ahead.
He cooking. Let him cook.
No, go ahead.
So
if you think I'm here to play around with y'all, goddamn it, I'm not.
See, Logic been digging in the. Don't worry about all that, yo. Don't worry about all y'all. Why is Brass not on mute? Hold on. First of all, why is Brass not on mute? Is that deep?
Crazy.
I had to laugh.
DQ is on timeout for
This
40
nigga
minutes.
thought he was in a courtroom.
No. Listen, what I'm saying.
I apologize. No, you're right. I'm trying to be good.
Y'all the worst.
Y'all
see what I got to deal with?
Go
You
ahead,
see what I got to deal with?
Go ahead, Logic. I apologize.
It wasn't Logic's turn.
I mean,
y'all took his turn. No, go ahead, Logic.
You know what I mean? Because you're about to get into codification.
No, I'm not. Go ahead, Logic.
Even dabbling in it. I think that we should at least acknowledge that as the dominant group has the ability to take away any of that at their at their leisure without your consent at all.
But hold on. Hold on. Stop. Stay right there.
You need to recognize your power. And Martin Luther King recognized the power that our group actually had.
No, listen.
That's how it worked.
No, listen. Stay right there.
These other fringe. Listen, as a man.
I didn't finish my statement.
All right, go ahead.
And me and you still on step 2. We'll get to step 3. Logic by that same metric.
Yeah, y'all need to get
other people was talking. It wasn't even me. It's me and Logic. I ain't gonna say explain myself. I'm grown ass man. Okay. I lost y'all damn mind. Hold up. Why ain't DQ on me for 35 minutes?
All I see is a Puerto Rican on that picture. It's not helping.
Look, my comedy hat is not on right now, so we're not doing that.
Puerto Rican picture make me want to fuss with you.
Was rude. Boy, y'all getting blocked. Y'all getting locked out of channels. Access removed. Everything. Y'all gonna have to start all over.
We've been live too long. We gotta bring this home, bro.
All right. Hold on.
Bring this home.
Y'all made me forget my damn point.
Oh shit.
No. I don't know, man. Y'all can't stand. Y'all made me forget.
Enough said.
I changed my avatar. Why y'all in my business?
Change that avatar.
Hold on.
It's hilarious.
Nah. Hey, Bustetto. Yo, Brass, where the hell Bustetto been? Bustetto, what's good?
Nah, it was Chief X. Chief X got rid of Bustetto. Shouts to you. We'll talk later. But listen, the reason why the thumbnail is going crazy is because we just had the conversation with Angry Blood about
no. Okay, now I know my point. Stay right there. It was Angry Blood. Hold on. Speaking of Angry Blood. Okay, Logic, here's my point, and Chef, here's my point.
Shit.
Chef said, and Logic said that the majority power has a group has the power to take that away no matter what you try, right? Is that what y'all just said?
No. I'm saying. And
I want
that
Chef to
once
answer
you
that
open
right
the
after
door,
that. That's where we're gonna start.
I guess
you gonna take a deal first.
Yeah, once you done open the door for the dominant group to use racism.
No. What is y'all? I don't even know what y'all laughing at now.
He just told you gotta take a DNA test.
I gotta do what?
You gonna have to take a DNA test before I answer any more of your questions because I'm FBA. I don't know what's going. This is
they calling you COINTELPRO, bro.
Yo, hey, look, I will say this.
Listen, we miss you, my brother.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh God.
Go ahead, Logic. Hey, Chef,
bro.
watch it. I'm nice on the internet, bro. Watch it. I'm
this
nice
is
with this
Fat
stuff.
Joe shit going on here.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yo, I'm gonna raise your interest. Hey, I'm gonna raise your interest rate. You keep fucking with me. You better leave me alone. Way over here.
Dang.
Nah, go ahead, Logic.
Go
ahead, Logic.
Hits.
Okay.
Oh
No. The question was, I think, to what y'all said, right? Some of the stuff may not have effect because the majority has the power, right? And they can overrule that shit. I think y'all said something along those terms, right?
Yeah, technically, they whatever them rights and stuff that you was about to read off, they got the power.
No. I wasn't gonna read off them rights. Okay, so if they have the power to shut down, overturn, right, shit like that, right, suppress, wouldn't that be the same in all fields? Education, activism, The people that y'all beating up. Well,
I
why ain't
guess,
they just run up there and say and do it the right way? Why ain't they just go through the rigor? Okay, because 10 people did. But relative to the time, I bet you if you pull up how many master's degrees African Americans in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 20s, you have to have it it has to be relative information. Because she says something crazy and 8 other people did it in academics or through science, show the relative numbers of how many people actually had degrees. African Americans had degrees. Women had degrees. In what state? With what university? So if you go down a few levels, you'll get more basic information. And y'all the one that said it. I didn't say it. Y'all said the majority has the power to overrule and shut down, and I'm going to synthesize it to whatever the fuck you trying to do across the board. So you telling me they couldn't have shut down scientists, anthropologists, geologists, psychologists? They could have. Y'all said that. I didn't say that. Y'all gave them all the power.
So since they could have, that means that like be racist.
What do you mean be racist?
I mean, that's where we started at. We started at on validating.
No. It doesn't it doesn't, equate to being racist. But again, either her melanin theory was correct, that black people are superior, so we're above racism, we're above pseudoscience, we're above lying, stealing, robbing, or we're not. That's my closeout. So if she was so wrong, or she's so right, either we're superhuman, we're above that. There's no way none of us could have done that. But hyper focusing on that doesn't elevate the impact. That's just you hyper focusing on that.
But hits, since we're focused on Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, they were absolutely right to tell her, as an educated and a degreed person, you can't say those things because there's no quote unquote scientific basis for saying it. That's a personal opinion. They're correct for telling her that. But on the other hand, there are people who shut people down, who talk about the greatness of black people and Black Egypt and other things, and they get shut down, and they're not wrong. In this case, I would say that they were right.
No. I never said anyone was wrong. I never said anyone was wrong.
No, but they were right. They were right.
Right now she's wrong. And what's happening is people are transporting themselves through time to go, oh, she was wrong then and they knew it, and how come she didn't do it the right way? If we're going to have general, regular talk, how come she didn't do it this way? Woulda, coulda, shoulda. And then, hold on, 8 other scholars did. But they didn't provide relative information for how many scholars they were, what else was the climate in African-American studies or black studies, whatever it was back then. You just, you could yell it out and stay surface level. But if you're going to do any type of history, you have to add relative information.
I would agree.
Relative.
I would agree. But
so if you say 4 did it, 4 relative to what? Compared to what?
I would agree, but she probably got called out for the same reason we're talking about now, because she was a black woman, and she might have been in an institution where there were a lot of white people in charge, and they said, you can't be saying that. That's probably why she got called out, and other people didn't get called out for doing the same thing. And this is what we're talking about. You have these fields where they want to tell you they're being scientific, but there are obvious racial issues with a lot of these things that don't get called out. And they call out the one who like Theophile Benga and Dr. Sheikh Adi Diop, who did scientific research and presented a proper scientific theory, and they're still calling the man crazy 50-something years later, saying you can't say that. You are wrong. But he didn't come in with I'm better than you. He came in with actual scientific facts based on his degree and his level of intelligence. But black people still say the man is crazy. So I don't understand
but there's an exaggeration, right? because Brass was quick to go into Chat GPT and go, what other scholars were doing, and I'm just going to generalize, the shit the right way. And he found 5 or 6. And then now, hold on, watch this. Then the next question is, well, how come she didn't? Why didn't she do it? She should have did it. She could have did it. But he found 5 others that did.
I agree with you, but there are plenty.
Okay, hold on. My next point was to what said Breeze is always pushing that he can't prove is okay if y'all are hyper focusing on her. Somebody, personally, I found out about maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and other people have said that. Who? What's the ISIS papers? What's this? I ain't never heard of that shit. You're hyper focusing. You're exaggerating impact. Exaggerate. Well, how was she able to teach that? And at the same time, and Brad said, oh, she got kicked out of academia. Here's 5 people that did it right. So why is she still showing up? Because a video got some views, because the conscious community is talking about it. A minuscule number of people in the African American community is talking about that shit. You're exaggerating this shit. Stop it. Stop it.
I will agree with you. But let's take a field like Egyptology, where people will tell you that they're racist and make racist statements. And because the majority of people are in this particular cabal, known as some sort of institution, they are now the gatekeepers, and they can tell you that you're wrong. They could dance around the issue and make you sound like you're crazy. But by still admitting that there's racism in the field, but not calling it out directly. This is the problem. They have these academies that do that to who they want to do that to. And they keep people like you and I who are black who want to learn and say, you can't come in here because you're not down with us. And they advance these theories from these white people who tell you we don't know exactly what we're talking about. But they still advance in the theory and try to make you sound like you're crazy. It's just like with the law. Something legal doesn't make it right. Slavery was legal, but that doesn't make it right. As logic said, is who is in charge and who gets to do what they want to do to advance their own theories at a particular point in time. The law is not about right or wrong. The law is about what we say is right and what we say is wrong, and you can't do nothing about it unless you change the law. The law is not always right. You might want to take vengeance if somebody harms your family, but the law says you can't do that. But other people clap their hands and say you are morally right, but the law prevents you from doing that. The law is supposed to be good for you and protect all and allow people to live happy and healthy, but it doesn't do that. So we can't always advance the law and say the law is always right. We have to say right is right.
I agree. But how do we analyze her impact?
I mean, she wrote books, people listen to her.
No, hold on. Slow down right there. People listen to her. How many people?
I can't answer that question.
Let's just say 1 million people listen to her.
That's a lot of people.
1 million people. No, hold on. Let's slow down. Let's say 1 million people, and we going off what you're saying. People listen to her. That's one metric. 1 million people relative to what? 2 million people, 50 million people, 500 million people.
A few billion people.
So now that million ain't as big as what we thought it was. Pause. Right.
I agree with you.
Okay.
But I'm still gonna go on to the fact that they were correct in saying she should not be allowed to say in academia. I don't think she killed anybody.
I never disagree with that.
No,
I'm with you on that.
I don't think she killed anybody. I don't think she's racist. I don't think she's completely wrong.
Oh, I never said that she shouldn't be there. Never. No.
I don't think she's completely wrong. I don't think she's completely wrong. I just think she shouldn't have said it in an academic setting because it's not the right thing to say. That's your personal opinion. Mm-hmm. Those things that you have to say behind closed doors, because you see people in all of these fields who have to bow down
behind closed doors to who?
Whoever she wants to, because we understand in academia there's certain things Black people can't say because they don't control the field.
So what benefit do we get?
It's on you now.
So what benefit do we get out of her telling us that white people are genetically predisposed to racism?
Well, she may be right, she may be wrong. There's no science to measure that. That's a personal opinion.
No, I'm saying what benefit do we get out of that? How does
I
that
mean,
help us?
I'm not saying there's a benefit or not, but people will agree with it. I might agree that I think white people are predisposed to violence and certain behaviors because that's just how the animal kingdom works. Lions are lions, bears are bears, humans are humans. And being a human has behaviors attached to it, which people don't realize. You understand? Being a Homo sapien has behaviors attached to it. Phenotypes have behaviors attached to it. And people don't
Phenotypes
read
got
to know that.
behaviors attached to it?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
You look it up, it has behavior.
Yeah, I know, Chef, because at some point in time you got to be honest about she would have to be suggesting some kind of behavior based on her implication, right? She's basically letting us know that our situation is so urgent. Maybe not directly saying that you should do this, but you definitely don't got no time to waste because of this. You know what I'm saying? So that's clearly a part of what she's saying, right? She's absolutely trying to suggest that we make certain behavioral adjustments based on her inference of this predisposition of white people. How y'all feel about that? Because I think it's obvious.
But let me ask you a question, Logic. Cavemen had certain behaviors because of their small brain. They might have been more violent and less intelligent.
No, answer
way.
the question. I'm saying that Frances Cress Welsing is making a suggestion to black people, right? She's bringing awareness that that white people have a predisposition to be racist, right? And what does that mean as a suggestion to black people? Like what does that leave us with as an option to deal with that?
It means watch yourself when you're around these people.
We already knew that.
And know who you're dealing with.
Yeah, I do that around black people too. I don't trust strangers.
No.
Can I just say something to the caveman?
I don't trust strangers.
Deal with the race.
No, he's right. No, he's right. Okay, just say
black people knew how to deal
he's right. Just
and
say
protect themselves around white people.
No, just say they don't. Y'all are 100% correct. They have no predisposition to racism, right? Let's just stop right there. We all agree, right? They have no predisposition to racism.
I don't agree with that at all.
No, okay.
He doesn't agree.
No, hold on. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
But most of us do, right? They have no predisposition to racism, right?
Right.
Did racism happen in this country, though?
Yes.
Really?
Did it affect, the people or the person that said they have a predisposition? She was completely fucking wrong. Did it affect her? That very thing that she was wrong about, completely wrong. Did it affect her and her family? And
yes,
of course.
Okay, all right.
I thought we weren't asking questions.
That's why she said it.
Wait.
That was her experience as a black woman.
No, we agreed on some stuff. Everybody's not trying to disagree. We agree on some stuff. She was wrong.
You're saying an indefensible argument, and I agree.
She was wrong. We agree.
I'm not saying she's wrong.
No. I'm saying the race part. Like, we know those answers. There's no other answer we can give you.
But Bryce, I'm not saying she's wrong.
No, I'm not talking about what you're saying. I'm saying I know you think she was somewhat correct. I'm just saying when we had these conversations, we gotta answer yes to all of those questions.
The problem is y'all don't want to move on from an answer that people agree to. It ain't me. Y'all keep going back. Yeah, but she was wrong. Hold on.
No.
Now hold on. I listened to y'all for like 3 weeks. Just let me say something.
Oh, okay.
Y'all go back to woulda, coulda, shoulda. She woulda, she coulda, and she shoulda. She didn't. That's done.
That's
you can dig that up all you want. That's done. She was wrong about the racism part. Was she wrong about putting some pepper on some fucking chicken? No, probably not. But that part in a whole let me finish. We agreed on what she was wrong about. Which goes all the way back to my original statement. If people agree that she was wrong on certain things, is your issue with the people who follow her or her?
Both.
Okay, we got her out of here though.
No, we
Why is it
didn't.
still her?
Now,
With a
for the
control,
No,
record,
right?
because the reason why is because hits. I listen to you, right? Now, I might be wrong, but I heard some type of justification. Not, I ain't saying you
No,
saying
understanding.
she was right,
I'll give
but
you the word.
I
Understanding.
I
Understand, not
heard some
justification.
justification
Understanding,
for
not
what she did.
justification.
Yeah, there was some.
Understanding.
There was some. So we were gonna play with words now.
No, I'm giving you the word. Understanding. Whether I agree or not, I understand what she did.
Okay, so
Yeah, you
that
don't need
wouldn't
to add
equate
nothing
to
to
some
that.
level of justification.
Understanding. See, there you go. You trying to make it. That's the game. Let's add a new word, make it mean something.
No,
put it in
justification is not a new word.
No, to what I said, it's a new word. It was simple.
So
I
if you
understand.
right, but your argument, right, was it lended more to justification.
That's your perception.
No, so
I said something and you gonna make it something else.
Well, I have to interpret what you said through my brain. Right. So I'm sorry if my brain adds
Google
up
the
to
difference
something.
between
Hold on.
understanding
I'm sorry
and
if my
justification.
brain adds up to something that
Nah, we don't got to do that. Google it.
It does, but I can't help it.
No, me and your conversations could be real short. I said a term. You said another term. Google the difference between them.
No. That's like you saying airplane, but I see you driving in a car.
Nope.
So just because you say airplane, my brother, I still see you in a car. So just because you say understanding and everything you said led to justification, what do I supposed to do with that just because you said I said
what led
understanding?
to justification?
Huh?
What led to justification?
Justification, meaning
Francis Cress Welsing teaching that all white people have a predisposition.
No, forget
racism.
all that. No.
Oh, okay.
No, when we was in the middle of the street, right? I'm talking about that back and forth that we had. Not what y'all talking about now. I'm thinking that you think the same way about Francis Cress Welsing now as in 5 minutes ago when me and you was having our back and forth, or did it change?
No, this is easy. I'm going to Google the difference between justification and understanding. Yeah, you ain't going to take me down no crazy ass rabbit hole.
So you need to Google that?
Yeah. I said, I understand 2 words.
Yeah, but when we was in the middle of the street, it was lending to justification.
No, we were talking about the majority and the minority and their power.
Yes.
And what they do. Do they have the power to oppress or not?
Mm-hmm.
That was step 2. That was you and Logic. No matter what you do, you're the minority, and the majority has the power to oppress that. Put that down, shut it down. That's where we left off at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so give me justification. I don't.
Right, because you were going down the line as that her doing that, right, wasn't as it wasn't.
Yeah, let me help you out. Yeah, it wasn't as wild as you're saying it is. Yep.
Yeah, no. Her coming up with racist shit against them was not as bad on them as their racism was on us. Right?
No. The level
that
we
was
at,
what you were saying.
No, hold on. The level we was at was the majority has the power to oppress the minority. We didn't finish. True. Somebody else said something.
But that's
Me
true.
and you were starting to talk about, and I think you agreed. Mm-hmm. If there's a group, and somebody said in the chat, don't say the word oppressed because that's so outdated. The minority group, if they're responding to an uncomfortable situation, it's going to be a broad spectrum, right?
Right.
Okay, that's where me and you left off at. You're going to get all type of responses to an uncomfortable situation. You know, I guess the words.
And
trigger
however
nobody
they
in the chat.
and the varied responses, right?
Go ahead.
The people who are having this varied response due to oppression, right, can't be blamed in the same manner as the majority group because they're being oppressed.
I never said that.
No, I'm saying
I
that.
understand the differences of responses.
The varied
I
responses.
understand that the variable responses to a, let's say, attack or what a group sees as an attack. I understand that. And literally there's room for that. That's what me and you just said humans do. We said that earlier. If you attack a group, somebody may fight you, somebody may throw something at you, somebody may run away from you. Somebody may take the L. Various responses. We agreed to that. I understand that. That's what I'm saying. Now, if that's difficult, then there's no simpler way I could put it.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
The responses that people had against something. I didn't say they were right. We already cleared up the wrong. We already dealt with the woulda, coulda, shouldas. We already dealt with the relative time. Other people were doing this, other people were doing that. We dealt with all that. I'm saying I understand the responses. I know that's difficult for argument. You know,
no, I ain't arguing.
No, I don't mean to you. I'm just saying if somebody wants to argue like, don't you understand? Why do you understand that? Like, Jesus Christ. It's simple. I understand the response techniques. Right or wrong, left or right.
But the issue...
so since you understand that, right? Now I'm going to pivot. We had a whole blow up the other day, right? Whole blow up over Logic saying that Unc said that there was a conversation where they were doing some ritual sacrifices.
I'm not doing it.
And a gorilla came up.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Hold on. Since you understand, right?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Since you
I'm
have
telling you don't want to go down that road either. We could be here for another hour. Go ahead.
Hold on. Since you have this immaculate way of understanding, right?
He's leading the jury, Your Honor. I object. Immaculate.
Look, they already in the chat, the Gorilla Gate.
Immaculate? Listen. Hold on. I have an immaculate understanding.
Yeah, you're really.
Let me write that down. How you spell that, Chef? No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
All right. So look.
I never heard that.
So, say the word gorilla no more.
Right. So Logic, right, it is implied, right, that Logic is somehow lied. Right?
I don't know the whole story, bro, so I can't. I ain't even going
to. So that, you don't have to know the whole story.
I heard bits and pieces, but
we don't know the whole story of Francis Cress Welsing, but we still listen to what niggas said, and then we had an understanding.
And I think you can interject different people in what me and you are talking about, like a majority group and minority group, and a group that's attacking another group or whatever the terminology that makes it, chat feel better, not oppressed or whatever. But again, a response. I'm trying to keep it as short as possible, right? Mm-hmm. I understand the response. I didn't say I understand the attack, the making up shit. No, I understand the different types of responses. The response to something.
Right. So
that's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
So Logic's response, right?
Go ahead.
I think Logic is one of the best gentlemen.
That's immaculate, obviously. But go ahead.
Yeah, because the response was, I still don't know his response because I left the shit last night like, well, what is Logic a liar? Like I didn't know what.
Yeah, you got to get somebody else, bro. I don't
like
even know
what was the. What was the end? What was the end result to that? Either something wrong with Logic's brain, he's not able to recall shit that he heard correctly. His brain misfired, right? Or if his brain didn't misfire, then Logic is a liar. So it got to be either one or two of these things.
I was in the comments making
that happened to you, Logic.
Ape jokes, all of that. I don't know how it started. I'm in the comments just making jokes like everybody else. So yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how it started, and I'm sure we got it recorded somewhere how it started.
But you know what's funny? You know what's funny? This is a perfect example that he's using of how people might be misusing academia simply to say something that is unacademic. And it's not about right or wrong. It's about if you're going to say something unacademic, don't stand up in front of class and say it. If you're going to call a man a liar, call a man a liar. Don't use science to call a man a liar. So I think you're lying SOB.
That's a good point.
Out of here. And that is what he's saying.
Wow.
People
Where the bombs at now, DQ?
People misuse academia all the time simply to say, I don't like you, you black nigga, get out my face. Whoa. I want to steal your shit, you go to hell. Instead of just simply saying that. And that's the point that he's making. If you're going to call a man something, have the balls to call a man what you want to say. Don't use academia and make it sound nice. Say, I think you're a nigga. I think you're a liar. And we can move on. That's what men do. You can make up later.
I love that. Damn.
How many best friends do you have that you fought in 12th grade? And that's your best friend 30, 40 years later. Nothing wrong with that. But don't misuse something. Yes.
Oh no! And here's the other thing I think we leave out.
That was perfect.
A lot of if we talking about institutions, right?
Wow.
Institutions. There are mechanisms to deal with, say, fraud, ethics violation, theft, things like that. Whether it's finance or education or whatever, the legal system. They should have, and they do. I could do the shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? But they do have mechanisms in place, right, to narrow that down. The amount of fraud or corruption, in business or politics is corruption, and in politics it's ethics. There are mechanisms in place to weed that stuff out. Now once you leave that and you're in your personal realm, I think you're only held to a few standards, right, in your personal life, like general law, shit like that. But you can, that again, relative. If we mention a person in a time frame, there are other things going on, not just to make them do that. Oh, the racism made her do that. But there are also correction mechanisms in there. There are also opposing mechanisms in there. They may not look like us or come from where we think they should come from, but there are opposing mechanisms in there. So relative to a time frame and a person ain't just, well, how come they let this person do that? Or why didn't they do it this way? It's a lot when you look at relative shit going on. It's a lot. And that's no justification. That's just how people look at history.
I will agree with you, but once again, when the mechanism goes one way and you call out a black person for saying something, but you don't call out your fellow white people, or it's not across the board, therein lies the problem.
Oh, no, I agree. No. I ain't saying they're perfect, but I'm just saying they're
right. And this is why
they should be. But
and this is why I say this, right? I always go back to ancient Kemet, where you may disagree with what the ruler was doing. But his whole thing was, if you do something against this, no matter what you look like, this is the consequences and repercussions that I can't make an exception for you because you look like me. If he gonna get beat up and killed and get his hand chopped off, you have to get the same treatment. And whether you agree with it or not, that's fair treatment across the board. I didn't shelter you from a result because you look like me, because I can't do that. I have to be fair across the board because I have a lot of responsibility to do the right thing no matter what. And this is what we need to understand. If you think someone else got harsh treatment in Kemet, at least it was across the board. Everybody who did it got the same punishment was meted out against them. You could agree or disagree with it. But there was no favoritism in punishment when you went against what they thought was right. They took an extreme measure to get that up out of there. Just like if you they look at it like if you have cancer, you had to cut it out or you're gonna die, and that's how they felt about it. There was no favoritism, and that's what I think we should look at, whether we want to agree or disagree with it. They had a standard and they stood up on their standard to the extreme. You could agree or disagree with it, but it's fair treatment to everyone. Don't you agree? Everybody had to get it. It wasn't just because you. It wasn't just a racial thing or what you look like. You are cancer. I had to get you up out of here. If I had to kill you, I'm gonna do that. We could agree or disagree with it, but that's a fair way to look at it. The law is the law. The ruler's absolute decrees is absolute decree for anyone who did the wrong thing. Isn't that fair? Even though you might think it's wrong, isn't that fair treatment?
Now, right? In a different line of questioning, right? How do you prove somebody did something wrong?
You
Right.
set the standard and say,
Now,
"I
now,
am the
now, hold on,
ruler."
hold on, hold on, hold on. Now, hold on. Watch. Just walk with me. I stole something. The ruler don't know I stole something, right? Someone saw me steal it. He didn't see me. He didn't catch me. Someone saw me steal it. They go tell him, "Hey, he stole something." Now you got two people. Now, if I say I didn't, just surface level, right? I didn't do it. Now you got two opposing stories. And like you said, the law is the law. If you steal, them hands getting cut off or them fingers getting, eye for eye, whatever. But what do you do if you have two sides of that
What do
story?
you do, baby?
Well,
A person said you did it, and then I say I didn't do it. You
well,
said I did it. Me and you, right? You said I did it. I said I didn't do
yeah.
it.
Well,
The ruler got to now. What's the ruler gonna do?
well. The ruler has the option to say, "I believe you," "I don't believe you," because his power is
Mm-hmm.
absolute. No one can overrule him. So he's going to say, "This way, I trust this person. He said you did it. Consequences and repercussions." He's going to say, "You are untrustworthy, so I don't believe you. Both of you might have to get it." In the legal system, they present evidence.
Oh, everybody.
I'm just
Dang.
saying
He
he
said,
might just
he
he
said,
might
you
just
know
take
what? I ain't got
everybody out.
time for this. Everybody
He
got to
might
go.
just take everybody out. But the point I'm making in our legal system,
No, yeah, no.
you
That's
go to
look.
court, they present evidence,
Yep,
and they
yep.
say, well, it looks like he did it, and sometimes they're wrong. Sometimes it's
Mm-hmm.
a setup. Sometimes they're correct. But they have to believe beyond a reasonable doubt that you're guilty in order to put you on trial. But in ancient Africa, it was simply, I am the ruler, I have the moral authority, I have the legal authority.
Uh-huh.
I can have a trial. I can just simply do what I want to do, and you can't say nothing about it because you agree that that's how it works. You agree that I am an individual who's divine and beyond fallacy, and I'm the only one who can correct me. You can't correct me. So if he decides, someone came to me and said, "You trying to do something," and he agrees with it, you have to get taken out. If you don't touch none of it, both of you have to bear the consequences and repercussions. That's the way it worked because he had that authority. He was given that authority, and he had to live up to that authority. And he's the only one who could correct himself. You can't correct him. So maybe that's right, maybe that's wrong, but that's the system you agreed to when you live in the country. You understand? If you fight and you got beat up and the man took your
Uh-huh.
stuff, you
Yep.
gotta you gotta deal with consequences and repercussions of being of losing the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Just like when ancient Kemet got beat up and they lost, they had to capitulate to what the Greeks said, and they had to live under their rule. They didn't have to tell them everything, but they had to live under their rule. They couldn't do nothing about it. They had no power. All they could say is, "I'm not going to tell you my secret," and that's it. That's how it works. The people had absolute power. You had to deal with it. If they came to you and told you something that you think was wrong, you say, "Hey, take me out now. I'm going to see my ancestors." Or you can capitulate. Sometimes it's as simple as that. You have to make your own moral judgment on what people are trying to get you to do.
Hey Joey.
That's it. And that's
Hey
how
Joey.
that's how it works.
How you looking? How you looking Sunday evening?
I
Like,
already agreed to Sunday,
yeah.
you know. I
Huh?
already agreed.
Joey got to get a better
Now
mic, bro.
I said evening. I'm trying to lock down a time frame.
Anytime, it doesn't matter. Just we'll just link up and you let me know, and we'll do what we have to do.
Okay,
Joey, you got a
what's
better
your
mic or
what time
headset or
zone you
something?
in?
My bad.
I'm in Trinidad and Tobago, so it's New York time zone.
New York?
Unless time has gone back. Once time hasn't gone back, it's New York time zone.
All right, cool.
Joey, you got a better headset or you got a headset or something?
I'm probably gonna have to get one apparently.
Okay.
You don't sound bad tonight. Tonight I can
It sounds
hear you.
muffled to me.
Yeah, well, I might get lucky tonight, so I don't know.
Well, I think that might be how he actually talks, but like his problem in the Discord was that we couldn't hear him. See, like if you can't understand him, that's probably an upgrade from I can't hear him. But that's
we getting there.
Yeah, something interesting, Logic. I always say when I first got involved with these YouTube conversations, I wasn't in any position to be corrected. So now that I'm studying Medunetia and I can be corrected, I think that's an upgrade as opposed to not knowing anything about it.
Hold on. How do you enter YouTube? Thinking
that's a good question.
No, hold on. There's no way for you to be corrected. Like, what mindset is that? Like, I'm not going to find nothing on here that I don't already know. Like that type of thing, or?
Well, there are people who appoint themselves as rulers of all knowledge in the universe, and if you tell them they're wrong, they have a problem with that. But I made an attempt to study and learn the language, and now I realize I'm not as good as I should be. So I'm taking advice from people who know not to try and push the language because I might be pushing something wrong. But I wasn't even in that conversation a year ago. So that's an upgrade. And there's nothing wrong with saying you're wrong as opposed to coming on YouTube sounding like an idiot and getting embarrassed. Because either way, you're going to be wrong. But at least you can admit that you're wrong and you can have a conversation and save some face as opposed to trying to be the ruler of all knowledge in the universe because no one knows everything.
And two, you know what? Regardless of the contention, sometimes not everybody, but a lot of us as brothers, we cool. It don't matter. Once the computer go off, everybody good. Next day, we, get right back at it.
Well,
good stuff, bad stuff, whatever. They ain't, we try to leave the hard feelings out of it. We try not to be disrespectful. Just as individuals, it's kind of difficult because you don't know if what you're saying is going to offend somebody. It's not easy.
I understand what you're saying, but you know what I've realized? Being humble has gotten me into places I probably shouldn't have been. If I was an arrogant asshole, I wouldn't be here now. If I was an arrogant asshole, I wouldn't have brothers in back chat telling me you shouldn't do that because you're going to embarrass yourself. So being humble has worked for me, and I'm cool with being humble. I don't need to be an arrogant asshole all the time. It'll come out sometime, but I don't need to insult people to get my point across. That is what academia and being able to read and having a normal mind is for. That is why I like to have conversations with people and we can disagree properly. If you want to curse, I don't have a problem with that. We don't need to do that. We're intelligent enough to have a conversation and disagree and build some sort of respectful relationship and rapport as men without having to know each other. It's a man code thing. I can tell you how I feel without having to curse you out.
You're back, man. I see you didn't say some pretty cool stuff in the chat, bro.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't want to come across.
Why don't you drop your email in there, man? Hit the Discord. Fuck all that.
Yeah, join the Discord.
Discord.
Shout out. Nobody in the
no,
chat
I'm in the Discord already.
Not you. I'm talking about Babylon Done. I know you in the Discord.
Oh, Tito.
Yes,
yeah, I hope I'm not.
Well, I'm gonna say I appreciate the promotion that you guys give me, and I appreciate the welcome. So I want all the people to know out there, humility is a good thing, and it does not hurt you as a man to be humble towards other people because it gets you a lot further with people when you sit down and have a conversation instead of cursing and wanting to know everything. You learn more and you reach further and people respect you more. And you end up forming some good relationships with people who can help you and who you can help. So you don't have to be right all the time for people to respect you. You just have to be respectful and talk to a man like a man. If you have a disagreement and you want to curse, do so.
For sure.
But do it in a way that you can come back from it later. If you want to be an asshole, then that's on you. You're going to be on your own and nobody's going to like you. And you ain't going to get no views. You ain't going to get anywhere with making enemies for no reason. You don't have to know everything. Talk to your brother and let your brother talk to you. That's it. It works for me. You see, none of you guys know me, but you guys like you cool. Let me welcome you in and let me help you out. And that's just being humble, not because you like me or you know me, but because you have good intentions and you want to find good people to help. And you have to know how to deal with people to get on their good side if you want their help. And sometimes all I have to do is just ask.
All right, y'all. I want to wrap it up. I done mess around, got sleepy is all I'll do.
Me too. All right, later, brother. Thanks again. So we'll link up in the back chat and I'll see if I could get a better microphone.
All right, we're gonna close out.
You want to end out with hits?
Thanks to everyone who came through in the chat, comments. I hope they joined the Discord. Follow Carnivorous Podcast on YouTube. Follow Tri Media on YouTube. We welcome all input. You know, hopefully we didn't offend anybody and we didn't seem offended by any comments or statements or things like that. And we're gonna keep it going. I'm good, bro.
All right, man. We're gonna take it out on that note. I think it was a good show. We're having some good conversations, man. The Discord link is in the chat. Gotta get in there. We're having some good conversations. I know at some point in time tomorrow somebody gonna spark it up about God knows what, and it's probably gonna be funny as hell, bro. Excuse me. Get you through your work day. 5 hours and probably 4 hours of it gonna be laughing, bro. We do it every day. Hopefully nobody get cussed out. Let me the best days. Right?
That's impossible. But
what?
All right. Hey. It's all in jest and low tension. That's all. No.
We gonna one day we gonna like figure it out. We're gonna be like the perfect recipe. We're gonna go full day.
Nah, because y'all humans gonna keep on being human, tearing up every That's what we do.
We apes, yo.
Hey,
that's what it is.
We great apes. We gonna tear up everything, bro. No doubt, y'all. I'm out.
When a nigga had a brand new Cadillac and a whole bunch of hoes in it, he was smooth as ice. Smooth as ice. He was smooth as silk, baby. He was good. Yeah. I see him put it up, put it down. He gotta go down, he rise up. He moves from town to town, place to place, city to city. Nigga got around. Nigga got around. Oh yeah. I go to New York, I hear his name. Yeah. I go to Cleveland, I hear his name. Chicago, I put his name down. They know it.
Shit with the babbling, nigga known for the traveling. Like I can't dribble, I'm hitting hoes with the javelin. Put it in the middle, I'm steady roaming like Vatican. Syllabus and cannabis pimping, I'm now establishing. Wolf out the pack, I'm catching stylists straggling. Pussy dead stock, I'm ripping hoes out the packaging. Points that I'm averaging, think Kyrie is passing them the ball. Watch me ball on niggas, it's so spectacular. They ill advised. Stepping in no shit because I'm hella wise. Serving up this pimpin' like some curly fries. And Gus chicken gripping on some girly thighs. Frying like some pickles when I'm swinging glides. Having conversations, entertaining vibes. I peep her body language and she peeping mine. I ask if she hungry, she say what's her rhyme. I crack a smile and give her ass some curly fries. Said it's such a spectacular feeling. Real rap, no cap, I'll be macking these women. Shiesty down, condom on, I'm attacking that kid. Rent paid, stomach full, spectacular living. Say my closet is hated by people. The fox fur got them hotter than plated fajitas. Her live when I'm parking, they paying the meter. My 2 cents that I give below the museum.
The nigga had a brand new Cadillac and a whole bunch of hoes in it. He was smooth as ice. Smooth as ice. He was smooth as silk, baby. He was good. Yeah. I see him put it up, put it down. He gotta go down, he rise up. He moved from town to town, place to place, city to city. Nigga got around. Nigga got around. I go to New York, I hear his name. Yeah. I go to Cleveland, I hear his name. Chicago, I put his name down. They know it.
They ill advised. Stepping in no shit because I'm hella wise. Serving up this pimpin' like some curly fries. And Gus chicken gripping on some girly thighs. Frying like some pickles when I'm swinging glides. Having conversations, entertaining vibes. I peep her body language and she peeping mine. I ask if she hungry, she say what's her rhyme. I crack a smile and give her ass some curly fries.